yo. What's up, people? We back. We back. I bet y'all. I went downstairs, thought I had everything. Thought I had everything together. And it had my computer for real. But back now though. We got a lot to talk about. Oh, goodness. I see it's a lot of there we got 11 likes. Where everybody go, man? My bad, y'all. Victoria, what's up? What's up, Max? Starseed, what it is? What it is? All right, y'all. We gotta get rolling. Charlene, tapping into a real one. Salute to everybody. Everybody. Man. Got my man Siobhan in the building. What's up with you, man? T-Mac. Oh, shit. Starting early today. Y'all must know what time it is. We ready to get this shit back in motion. You know what I mean? See a lot of bullshitting going on. Y'all know I've been watching. See a lot of fuckery going on. Niggas ain't keeping it all the way real. Look like people taking payment to lie, but no, we don't do that. We ain't never gonna do that. We gonna call it how it is. They say Mama Duck lawsuit got dismissed on Kingpin. I'm waiting to get confirmation to see what happened with everybody. I knew she probably overstepped. She had a better chance with the police department, fire department. I mean the ambulance. If it got dismissed on Vaughn, more than likely it's gonna get dismissed on Dirk as well. But I told y'all that would have been a game changer, man. That would have been a game changer. If she was able to sue them for dissing her son in songs, oh my God, rap industry would have took a hit. I wouldn't be surprised if they played a role in it. You heard me? Rap industry played a role in the decision making. Shit. What the fuck? What the fuck is this? Oh shit. Michael, what it is, Michael? I ain't saying y'all in a minute, man. We must be back in the algorithm or something. But y'all know how we do. Let's go to Instagram. See what's new. See what's going on in the world. Yes, man, T-Mac. We talked about that about 3 weeks ago, bro. When the last time you was here? Yeah, we did a video on that about 3 weeks ago, bro. That shit was a nice little minute ago. Charlene, you on that road? Oh my God. People always got mother Elon Musk's child responds to son appearance at recent White House appearance briefing. Man, ain't nobody worried about that shit, man. It was take your child to work day, man. Hey man, that's not how Jaws had to take your child to work day. That's all that was. Tesla lands potential $400 million Cybertruck deal as Trump company secured $230 million. Oh shit. We gotta look into that, man. What the fuck going on, Trump? And tell me y'all got in power to enrich yourselves, but they all do it. Like you, but you can't say that you try and crack down on government spending and then be out here trying to get rich too. That ain't gonna work. Man, you know he is. You already know he is. 2800. I'm sorry. I'm saying a lot of faking and false flagging going on. Like niggas ain't right. Niggas pushing the narrative. I'm waiting to get that paperwork, y'all. See, this the thing, right? Everybody's speaking on that big Meech paperwork, 100, 200 pages, but nobody posted it. Why ain't nobody posted? Like what the fuck is it? Top secret? Fuck that shit, top secret paperwork? Like we need to see that. I'm gonna get it if it's out. Trust me, leave. We gonna get it and we gonna read it so everybody can see it. You know, I don't understand that. See, them type of guys, they gonna try to make 75 videos off of one piece of paper, off of 200 pieces of paper. That's what they gonna do. So I want to check out this L Prophet dude, because last night I got sent that video, and I ain't really get a chance to. I went to sleep on it for real, so I ain't really get a chance to watch it. So I want to see what the fuck going on. Then we gotta tap into King AK-47, cause he over there pushing false narratives. AK, if you watching right now, we coming over there, motherfucker. Hey yo, did y'all know another plane fell? I think he is. Y'all know another plane fell? Look at this. Newly released footage shows the EA-18G Growler jet crashing into the San Diego Bay this morning. What the fuck? Yo, they getting out of control with this, y'all. Look at this though, y'all. Check this out. This just hit the net. Y'all see that? What's up, real? Look at that shit. Hold on, y'all. See, let's Google that first. What is it? E-18G jet crash. People always sending me messages. Who that is, man? Oh my god. Hold on. What's that? What's it called? E-18G jet crash. Oh yeah, it sure the fuck did, y'all. Was there people on there? Oh no, he more than likely jumped out with a parachute. Can y'all see that? On February 12, 2025, the U.S. Navy EA-18G Growler aircraft crashed into San Diego Bay around 10 a.m. Oh man, come on, man. We're not buying this article, man. We're not buying it. The aircraft went down in the water off the coast of Point Loma, leading to a rapid emergency response from multiple agencies in the area. According to the spokesperson for the U.S. Navy, both crew members were ejected. Yeah, I knew they got out of there. From the aircraft successfully rescued by the U.S. Coast Guard shortly after the incident. Man, this is crazy, man. The pilots were stable despite the unexpected crash. The proximity of Naval Air Station North Island. Hold up, y'all. Let me put my phone on. My man sent me voice messages. Located just east of their position, outlines the frequency of naval operations in the San Diego Bay Area. What happened though? Observed 2 individuals arriving at the hospital where their injuries were being assessed. Yeah, so one crashed in October last year. Let's see if they did it. Let's see something. Jet crash in San Diego. Not Sandy. Come on now, man. Bullshit. Bullshit. All right, so they did talk about it. Let's watch this first, y'all. Then we're gonna get to the regular scheduled program. Plus, I gotta go downstairs get my lighter. Charles, what it is? We got Reels in the building. Where Reels been at?
Determination. Like, and if we set our sights on something.
Where you been at, Real? You been real quiet lately. That's where you been.
News out of Shelter Island, where a military jet crashed into the San Diego Bay. I'm Christina Vencial.
And I'm Phil Blauer. This happened just after 10 a.m. on the north side of Shelter Island near the Kona Kai Resort in Point Loma. Both pilots safely ejected from the EA-18 Growler just before it crashed into the water.
We do have crews at the scene of the crash and the hospital where 2 pilots are being treated right now. We begin with our Zara Barker, who's gathering the latest details from police and firefighters on Shelter Island. Zara.
Christina, Phil, right here where I'm standing is on the most southwest point of Shelter Island, and behind me is where that military jet ended up nosediving into the San Diego Bay. People I talked to said that they heard this jet flying by, and then as soon as they heard a pop, that is just when it went silent, and that jet nosedived into the water. As you said, those 2 pilots were able to eject. They landed into the water and were taken out of the water by a fishing boat that just happened to be in the area nearby. We're also told that Harbor Police and the Coast Guard were activated and were sent here at that moment to help. Now, I do want to point out that we don't know exactly what led up to this crash at this point, but the visibility and the conditions are very brutal for crews right now who are out here. We're experiencing some extremely heavy wind right now, and we did have much more rain when we got here about an hour and a half ago. Now, the rain has subsided just a little bit, but we are still dealing with that really heavy wind. Now, if we can get back out here live, I want to show you exactly what we're seeing. This right here behind me is where that plane went down, and you can see those orange booms. Those are containment lines that we saw crews putting into the water just about an hour ago. We can't see the plane in the water right now, but we do know that they are within this orange containment boom. They put this in here to keep any oil and fluids from the plane from spreading into the coastline. Also because where this jet went down is just feet away from where the Navy's Dolphins and Sea Lions train. This is where they're held, and this is their training area. So I'm not sure if you can see from where we're standing.
So a jet went down, y'all. Well, you can see it right there. The boats
that are farther off in the distance, they've all turned their engines on, and we're told that is likely to try and keep any oil and any fluids from getting as close to those Dolphins and Sea Lions that help train the Navy. They're turning those on so they can push the fluids away from those marine life. Now, we did just talk to someone who heard and saw this crash.
I don't blame you, Marco. This shit getting crazy.
The jets come right overhead every day here, taking off from the Air Force Base. And this morning, they sound like they're a little low. And as soon as the first one came by, it got my attention. I looked out of my car. Didn't see anything because it was already up in the cloud coverage. And then the next one that came by was about 15 seconds later. And he was a little bit lower. And right when I was trying to get out of my car to see how low, is when I heard him fire up the engines at the afterburners. And then seconds after that, you could hear a pop. And that pop, I thought maybe was the canister flying off the thing, but it wasn't, I guess. I think it was a thing.
Well, it was a boat right there.
But then I saw the debris falling down right in front of my car here.
Sir, Rocky.
And we do know that about 60 units of first responders have been assigned to this incident right now. That includes the Coast Guard, Navy. We even had a U.S. Customs and Border Protection boat that was on the scene earlier. Harbor Police have shut down Shelter Island Drive, which is the road we're standing right near now. But it has reopened in just
let me show y'all the video real quick, y'all. It's a video of this. Like, here go the video of it right here. It's gonna start back over, shit. That bitch ready to come down from like right here. Oh, right here. Oh my god. What the hell? We done missed it. Dumbass screen. Oh, we gotta start it over. Oh, it's coming down slow. Boom. Yeah, that's crazy. But they say the pilots ejected out of it. Let's see it fast again. My screen did something stupid. What's the military jet? How the fuck we missed it again? The fuck? How we miss it again, y'all? That don't even make sense. Boom. Yeah, so that's what we watching right here, y'all. We just trying to get some information on what happened. It's like planes just falling out the sky everywhere.
Seeing a steady flow of cars coming into this area. That's the very latest here, live from Shelter Island. Zara Barker, Fox 5 News.
Zara, thank you for that hustle.
So that was 7 hours ago. Let's try to find a more recent video. You know, maybe they got some updated information. They say 22 minutes ago. But then you click it, it probably says 25 hours ago. This is 8 hours ago. So that's about the same time the other one was. So they ain't got no updated information. Every video came out 8 hours ago. This was 3 hours ago. Let's check this out.
For following breaking news.
And then we ready to move on. We're going to talk about Mama Duck.
This evening, the images coming in, the U.S. military jet crashing, plunging into the San Diego Bay, nearly crashing into a neighborhood. The pilots then rescued by boat. Here's our chief national affairs correspondent, Matt Gupman.
Tonight, this is the moment a Navy jet falls out of the sky
Damn,
off the coast of
did almost hit a
California,
neighborhood.
narrowly missing a residential neighborhood, crashing into the San Diego Bay.
Case
Watch
got thrown
again
out.
as this video captures the jet barreling towards the water. Around 10:15 a.m., the Navy's sophisticated EA-18 Growler was close to landing at the naval base when the plane started to go down.
They advised that it did land in the water. There's Navy boats now searching the water.
Shift manager requesting a dive team response.
Both pilots ejecting safely, the Coast Guard, the Navy, and Customs and Border Protection dispatching boats to look for the crew, but it was a local fishing vessel that rescued the pilots who were in the water for only about a minute.
Yeah, they was right there the whole time.
When it went over the motel, and then it was kind of quiet, and then it kicked up again, and all of a sudden, just a few seconds later, I just saw the plane just straight down into the water.
The two pilots transported to a local hospital for medical treatment. They're in stable condition, and the cause of the crash is now under investigation. The pilots making a split-second decision to eject from that aircraft just a short distance from a densely populated neighborhood.
If this aircraft had continued on even a second more, it could have hit Shelter Island or flown into a populated neighborhood in Point Loma.
Oh my
very,
God.
very close to a tragedy.
Tonight, crews seen working
Like the
to
one in
contain the
Philly.
debris field, lining the crash site with those orange booms.
We probably did.
Accident like this, there is a little bit of a concern about the maritime environmental impact.
And David, we were told that the weather with poor visibility and rain at the time will certainly be a factor that's investigated. And aviation experts say they can't stress enough the importance of, had those pilots pulled that ejection just a fraction of a second later, that plane might have continued into that densely populated neighborhood, possibly causing a horrific tragedy.
Dang.
The timing of that was
Them
everything.
motherfucking
Matt Gupman
heroes.
live in
They say
California. Thanks,
they say today.
Now, Texas.
God damn. I don't know though, y'all. This shit's strange. But did y'all see this? This whole thing is set up. Check this out.
I just read I saw
So y'all know, remember we did that video on the little kid from Philly, the little basketball kid from Philly. They said he killed Gilly's son. So Gilly was on Club Shay Shay. Salute to Shay Shay, man. And look how he presented this question. Like, I don't know, it's like this was set up the whole time. But check it out.
about the 17-year-old basketball player, straight A student. Am I wrong, Gilly? It used to be like the athletes, they got protected. Right. Nobody touched him. Hey, he good now. He gonna be what we know. They're gonna be talking about the block. He from the block, he got out. They protected those guys. What happened? That's what killed my son. The 17? Yeah. The 17-year-old basketball player that just got shot 17 times? Yes. That's what killed my son. Really? Yes. What was that about?
Well, it wasn't for my son.
Your son happened to be there.
Yes.
Oh.
Yo, I told everybody that when it first happened. Remember, we had blogs like Hassan Campbell blaming Gilly, telling he sacrificed his son. I'm like, oh, you can tell by the shooting that he wasn't the intended target. He only got hit once. The other guy, one of the other guys, got hit twice. But the way these young kids is moving nowadays, they just probably try to hit anybody out there for real.
Them blocks is beefing. They going through it. My son just so happened to pull up out there 5 minutes. They come to shoot the block up. My son's not from that block. He don't, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He just so happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
What the?
That's how deep it is.
Bro, he has the potential to get out.
Right.
And he living that life?
No. But see, you don't understand. He got videos out where he got a Joker mask on.
Right.
Bunch of guns in his hand. So these kids is influenced by all the wrong things.
Right.
To shit that don't matter. You know what I mean?
Right.
To shit that once upon a time when I was growing up in the ghetto, I was influenced by.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you experience things, when you go places, when a vacation to you is not going through a toll booth. See, you gotta understand, if you're from Philly right now, go to Atlantic City and you call them and they say they out of town. Yo, I'm OT, I hit you, nigga, you 45 minutes away, nigga, you went through the toll booth. What are you talking about? That's how poor the city is.
Right.
Go to Atlantic City and I tell you, yo, I'm OT, I call you when I get back.
Right.
You 39 minutes away in a car. Nigga, what are you talking about? You OT. So you gotta understand.
Right.
That's what we grow up in. These kids don't know no better.
Right.
These kids actually think that you can't make it as a rapper unless you killed somebody.
No, that's not what it is. That's not what it is. It's yo, drill music is the fast route. It's the fast route, man. Because these blogs pick up on the shit. So as long, and that's why I keep saying people don't like me doing this. That's why I keep saying, like, yo, you gotta put some level of accountability on the blogs. Because they might put out a song dissing, right? They might only got 2,000 followers on Instagram, 300 followers on YouTube. And they share to their page. The bitch go nowhere. But then you got these big blogs that got 1 million plus followers, a million plus subscribers. They share to their page. Now a video that maybe only would have got 200 views end up with 200,000. So when you got a kid that sees that, because y'all got to remember too, y'all, a lot of these drill rappers aren't rappers. You got like Lil Jeff just started rapping. Q50 just started rapping. Q50 with Lil 50 just started rapping. King Von just started rapping, even though he had, his proximity to Dirk helped him. But what I'm saying is the music is so disrespectful and these blogs share the message. It gives them a false perception of, yo, shit, this is a way out. But it ain't really a way out. You understand? Very few drill rappers make it out. They end up either dead or in fucking prison. But the young, untrained mind, they're not looking that far into it. They just looking at the views, the engagement, the clout. And I told y'all, yo, clout clouds judgment. So whenever a child is driven off for a person, we ain't even talking about kids, we talking about adults at this point. You see the move Shannon Sharp pulled, with the Charlotte, whatever the girl name was. But whenever a person is driven off for clout, y'all, they ain't using common sense. Common sense is gone out the window. But that's what's going on with this drill shit, y'all. The blogs gotta stop sharing it. We had a situation happen in my city. I ain't touch it because I don't want to add fuel to it. You add fuel to it when you share it, man. But the problem is we have a lot of these pages who we don't know who run them. We don't know if this person's of the culture or not. And they share these videos and they go viral and and to give these kids motivation to keep it going. Shit, if we did this, if we this many people on this song, that bitch got 1 million views on YouTube. We gotta step it up. We might can get 5.
Did something out here in these streets. This is the mindset.
Yeah. Why is the rap, why is that glamorized? Why is going to jail, or I pull that iron out, I put that stick on something? Why is that glamorized?
I have no idea. I told you when I was young, we glamorized the person that was getting money.
It's glamorized, yo. See, that's the problem, yo. It's not, a lot of times it's not us glamorizing it. It's the outside influences. Yo, we got a lot of outside influences, yo, in the community, yo. Adam 22, 1090J. You know what I mean? They outside of the community. You know, over here, we don't, only time I talk about drill rappers if they die or go to prison. Because that's the only lesson in it. I don't talk, if y'all notice, I don't do videos on drill rappers when they dissing each other. There's nothing to learn from that. Because you know how it's going in. It ends the same way every time. Either they're going to kill each other off or they're going to go to prison. So I never do videos on that. But you got outside influences. Well, yeah, outside influences. And you got guys like a DJU or what's the other guy name? On the Couch TV. Where they don't have no morals. They don't have no integrity. All they chasing is clout. All they chasing is views. So they don't give a fuck. Y'all seen that conversation I had with On the Couch TV and what he told me? He told me shit with Q50, Lord 50. When I told that boy, Shorty gonna get killed, man. Like, why are you putting this boy on this platform? Yo, when Q50 with Lord 50 died, the little kid from Chicago, if you're not familiar, 15 years old, got killed. He had 2 songs. 2 songs. So, put yourself in a teenager's shoes. Or 25-year-old. That been rapping since they was 17. Right? They got a whole catalog, album, mixtapes. Goes nowhere. And they see a Q50 or a Lord Jeff come out the blue and go from 0 to 100. 2 songs. It's like, damn, yo, what the fuck am I doing wrong? But you're not doing anything wrong, yo, because what people got to understand is, yo, them niggas ain't going nowhere. Look at Lord Jeff. He's dead. King Von, dead. King Von had a 2-year run. Q50 with Lord 50, dead. YBC Dude, dead. Gunu, DC rapper, dead and gone. Like, yo, we can go on and on for days, yo. But until people stop sharing that shit, it ain't never gonna stop. I told y'all, if you stop sharing it, drill music dies. It dies because there's no more incentive to it. It's not incentivized anymore. Now we just dissing each other, posting online. All we getting out of it is jail. All we getting out of it is death. We ain't even getting 20,000. That's all they getting. They might die with 20, 30,000 put up. And a lot of times they get clout after that. Famous Richard. He ain't even a drill rapper. I did a video on him earlier. Biggest clout chaser on the internet. I watched it the whole time. Looking at it. I'm like, damn. He don't even realize he in New York. That shit ain't gonna work. You can't play with them people in New York. Keep going to the police, trying to take their strap. Now, mind you, he tried to transition out of that. But them people didn't forget. They ain't forget. And it came down on him. Now he online crying, asking for a pardon by fucking President Trump. It don't get you nowhere, man. But they're never going to see that because all they see is the clout. All they see is the couple of dollars. They see the interviews. You got platforms like No Jumper that'll interview a rapper with 2 songs. Long as he disrespectful. Like I said, Q50 with Lord 50. And that's what I told On the Couch TV. He didn't deserve an interview from DJU. He didn't deserve an interview from nobody because he didn't put the work in. And that's what drill music is. That's what drill music is for this young generation. You don't got to put the work in. All you got to do is be disrespectful on the blog, share it. Out of there. At least in their mind. Y'all got to realize, yo, we dealing with ignorance. We're not dealing with fully functioning adults. We're dealing with ignorance. And all they see is the stars. Even if them stars come with jail bars or a motherfucking graveyard, they willing to roll the dice. It's fucked up for real.
The hustler. That's why rap names was like Gotti. Rap games, it was always somebody that was getting some money. Now, it don't be about no money or nothing. They kill you about an Instagram post.
Right.
You said you was going to slide. You ain't slide yet.
Right.
Now slid. Are you serious?
Right.
It's the clout. See, yo, Gilly's not, he's not factoring in the clout. It ain't the post. It's the attention that the post receives. You stop sharing it, it dies, man. It ain't gonna happen overnight, but I guarantee you, they stop interviewing these disrespectful young drill rappers, it dies. But the problem is, it's a market for it. And a lot of these guys that gives them the clout, they not moving off integrity. They chasing clout their goddamn self. So I don't think it's ever going to stop, y'all. Unless we start propelling the right people. You know, we got the wrong people at the top.
So it don't make no sense. And there's no answer for it.
I did a video on it,
just
Benji.
flat out plain stupidity. The only reason why I know is because the police called me and told me once he was murdered. Once he got, because the kid had just got shot 17 times. He was walking with his mom. Oh. And he got murdered.
Traumatized his mother.
The police notified me and let me know that he was one of the kids that was pretty much about to get locked up for the murder. But he got murdered first. So, and then, you know, when you do something in the streets know.
You gotta change your environment though to change your mind.
They all on Instagram and they talking.
It's hard to change your mind, yo, when your environment is corrupt. You know, they say change your mind, change your life, yo, but if your environment is corrupt, it's hard to change your mind when that's all you see around you. You don't see nothing positive. You know, a lot of these kids never seen nobody make it out.
And this kid name was the Joker, and you know that's what he did. So you know, but he had to deal with God. You know, that's how I look at it.
I just read.
All right, so let's get to the regular schedule program. All right, so Mama Duck, y'all. Kayla B posted this today. Mama Duck case got dismissed against folks. Aha, go work like we all do. You old miserable B, leave me and my family alone. Thank you. So, folks, I don't know if that's Dirk included. No one who got convicted for her son's death part of my brother money, boo. So she can't. So somebody say if your family are convicted of her son's murder, she can definitely come back and file a wrongful. Oh yeah. See, that's the thing. And remember, that's what I was telling y'all. There is no proof. Hold on before I say that. Trying to take my niece and nephew out your mouth. Cause your son didn't own his music and his kids. All right, we ain't ready to do all that. Yo, and that was the issue that I arose with that lawsuit against King Von. Like everybody's pushing this narrative that Von had $100,000 bounty on Duck. That was never confirmed. It was never confirmed. I don't even think that wasn't even the angle of the prosecution. United States government didn't run with that narrative. The narrative that United States government ran with was Butter. You know, Butter provided the storyline that it was an ongoing feud, couple diss tracks that led to the murder of FBG Duck. It had nothing to do with $100,000. You understand? Only way the $100,000 even came into play is because Kenny Mac texted a girl. I don't know if it was through Instagram or on his, his real phone. That the only reason he participated because there was a $100,000 bounty on his head. But they never told the police that. So they never really got confirmation. So if they could have had confirmation that that's exactly what happened, yo, she probably would have had a chance. But if y'all remember, That's what I said originally. Everybody was running with that narrative, and it was never proven. It's never proven. Yo, did y'all see this?
Can you?
Wendy Williams telling her son is the reason that she in this conservatorship. And then we're gonna go to Big Meech. Hit that like button, y'all. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Don't forget we go live every day, 11 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah, butter, and that's the thing with butter. People like to say butter told on the dead. Yeah, but butter told on the dead to get out them gun charges. That's why butter told on the dead. What butter did in FBG Duck or the O Block 6 murder trial was different. They needed butter to establish a storyline because he was the only one probably willing to do it. He was there since the beginning. You know, OD killed this person. KI killed this person. That's how they ran with the narrative that led to the death of FBG Duck. It was an ongoing feud. Trenches News, and y'all, you know, they still haven't been sentenced yet. So keep an eye on that.
You talk to me about how Wendy ended up in a guardianship.
My understanding is somebody was in her bank account that Wells Fargo flagged, and there was large withdrawals being taken out.
My son, you know, he overstepped his boundaries in terms of me. You understand? He overstepped his boundaries, and he was inappropriately using my money without telling me crap about it. You know, like, is he stealing from me? Look, all I know is that in terms of what I'm dealing with, and that this is still going on, because, you know, that's when my money got frozen at Wells Fargo. Thank God. No more money stealing from my son and the other people.
Wells Fargo, your bank, said you were the victim of undue influence and financial exploitation with respect to your money. Who was unduly influencing you? Who is the person that was doing this?
Thank you. Listen, my son is a really good person. You know what? Oh God, I'm not going to cry about that. Oh, I'm sorry for cursing. Look, my son is a good person. But at this point,
she in a conservatorship.
He is a horrible person
like a fucking senior citizen.
You know what I'm saying? You know, it's the way he moves with other people. You know what I'm saying? And what's going on with these other people at my apartment in Miami? What are you doing? Oh, you spent on what? And what is going on at Wells Fargo?
There was a situation where Kevin says he wanted to rent a boat for his birthday for $1,500.
Yo, is that his son? Like he ain't whip his ass? I'd have whipped his ass, man.
$100 and ended up getting a boat that rented out for $113,000.
Wow.
And he blamed it on the bank, that the bank wanted him to have that. That never really made sense to me.
Normie, you know what I'm saying? He has a way of getting with, you know, a couple of other people. You know what I'm saying? My son is not the only one, you know what I'm saying, involved with my money.
Can you talk to me about how...
Yeah, that's crazy. Son, wow. If that was my son, I'd have whipped his ass. I bet he don't. He'd have to talk to him that day. Like, how you gonna take advantage of your mother, bro? Like, she's the reason you even live in this fucking life. Yo, did y'all see this? I just did a video on this. Yo, Boosie is out of line, man. I hope he realized that he's going to lose a lot of fans fucking with Meech. Then we're going to move on to Meech. Because everybody is saying now that Tammy Cowins put the whole play together. But did she really?
And performing at the Big Meech party. Yeah, I'm performing. I gave Big Meech my word, you know, that I was going to perform. And I give a man my word, that's my word. I don't know what's going on. You know, I can't just pull away from not performing over something, you know, they got going on with 50 and all this going on. You know, I just can't. I gave the man my word. If something was to come out and I feel it's factual, I'll stand on it. But, you know, Not in the last minute because something going on. Are you showing and performing at the Big Meech party? Yeah, I'm performing. I gave Big Meech my word.
Now look, y'all. Yo, you don't owe no. I don't give a fuck if you gave me your word or not. The man is questionable. At the very least, I think it's obvious. You understand what I'm saying? And we ready to get to some of these guys that's running with this bullshit ass narrative. Cause I think they being paid. I told y'all your bloggers take payment. A lot of them. Some of the biggest ones. Hold on. So I ran across this King AK-47 guy, right? And listen to this shit. And after this, we're gonna go to Al Prophet. I don't know if he be striking pages. Hope he don't be on that. But yo, why do this shit be doing this? Oh, here we go. Hope he don't be rocking like that, but so AK-47. Are y'all familiar with this guy? He probably watching. I think he watches all our lives for real. He watches every video. But do y'all see this title?
Legal Zoom.
Big Meech. This ain't even on the title. Big Meech didn't snitch. Tammy played everybody. Cuffy moved wild. Chroma set up Cuffy and Blue Fishy. Yo, let's check out what he had to say, y'all. And matter of fact, should we matter of fact, before we check y'all out, I want to read an article to y'all. I was gonna do a video on it, but fuck it. I'm gonna read an article to y'all. So I ran across an article, right, that details this whole Tammy Cowins and Agent Keith Chroma situation. DA supervisor. Now let's check this out. DA supervisor denies claims that sexual relationship imperiled St. Louis drug case. So we're gonna have to make this real big. All right, so I'm gonna have to do it like this because for some reason this side he got the article. Hold on, let me move this out the way. So it says a federal drug agent denied in testimony here Friday that he ever slept with a confidential informant, but he admitted developing a personal relationship with her. The conduct of Keith Chroma, who was a group of supervisors at the DEA office in Atlanta, is subject. Hold on, y'all. Can y'all see that? How small can I make it and y'all can still see it? All right. Is the subject of a continuing hearing on whether charges can move to trial against 4 alleged St. Louis drug ring members, 2 of them accused of murder. Officials have acknowledged that allegations of impropriety involving Chroma and a woman known as CS1 for confidential source 1 are subject of an internal investigation by DEA and a criminal investigation by the Justice Department. CS1 has been paid $212,000 in DEA funds for her help with this case and played a role in providing information for a wiretap order that investigators said helped bring down the St. Louis ring. According to documents obtained by Post-Dispatch, defense attorneys are using information provided by federal prosecutors to claim that the DEA investigators may have used CS1 to vouch for improperly obtained information or even their hunches. The lawyers have questioned whether there was evidence to prove several of the claims that prompted a judge to approve wiretapping in the St. Louis case, which means she went over and above to get Cuffy locked up. Y'all see that? You see what the defense attorney is saying? The lawyers have questioned whether there was ever evidence to prove several of the claims that prompted a judge to improve wiretapping in the St. Louis case. Cromer told U.S. Magistrate Judge Shirley Padmore Mensah there was no salacious activity going on. He acknowledged turning to CS1 for comfort after his son died of leukemia in 2011, saying the DEA Employees Assistance Program had failed him. He said he was depressed, anxious, and had survivor's guilt, but was afraid to let anyone else know. In hiding, I chose the wrong person, he said. He said he and CS1 had been to dinner, were in the same theater to see Three Stooges movie, and had been on 2 vacations, but stayed in separate rooms and were never intimate. He said sometimes his brother, who was dating CS1's neighbor, had inviting her along. Cromer is married, or was at the time. He denied falsifying reports to justify payments to CS1 and said no subordinates had either. There's nothing wrong with the work, he insisted. The work is solid. CS1 was paid $2,500 per month by the DEA. Cromer said there was no written agreement, but that her work was recorded each month to justify her payment. He said the agency had the same arrangement with others and that his supervisors were aware of it. Cromer said allegations of impropriety surfaced in May 2024. By May 2014. By June 2015, his security clearance had been revoked. He said the DEA investigators just took it on faith that he committed misconduct, but he said nobody asked me about it. Twice during Friday's questioning, Cromer asserted his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. In one instance, the judge said he already waived it by testifying on Wednesday. Later, he invoked it when he asked about his relationship with CS1, but then answered the questions anyway. Cromer has not been charged. He said Friday that he has been suspended. He suggests that CS1 made allegations after realizing the potential consequence of her cooperation with the DEA, including possible exposure as a source. So do y'all see what happened? When she got exposed, she tried to ruin the whole investigation. This is what happened, y'all. Testimony in secret. It is not known what CS1 said in court about the relationship. She testified Monday in the closed hearing. Much of this week's testimony was taken in secret, with a reporter kept out. The Post-Dispatch reported online Monday night the defense lawyers for the 4 St. Louis suspects claim the allegations against Cromer should be result in disqualifying key evidence in the case. The 4, Dion L. Gatlin, Andre Alfonso Rush, Timothy Lamont Rush, Lorenzo Gibbs were indicted in 2014 on various federal drug-related charges. Gatling and Rush have been also have been charged and accused for let's see what this murder was. Oh man, they trying to make us pay for it. Man, fuck, we're not paying for that. In a roll of 2 murders here. Defense allegations appear to have somewhat weakened, but what testimony was made in open court this week? What? The defense allegations appear to have somewhat weakened by what testimonies were made. Oh, okay. A retired DEA agent, John Harvey, said some of the money paid to CS1 for work done for him that resulted in valuable seizures. He said agents were forbidden from even being alone with sources, much less having a personal relationship. He said that an arm's length relationship was necessary to protect the integrity of the whole process. Harvey also testified that CS1 contacted him in 2014 about a relationship she was having and other problems with the agency, including threats she had received after being outed as a DEA source. Those threats have continued, other agents testified. DEA agents in St. Louis have, what the fuck that mean? Information purportedly obtained by CS1, saying her reports about drug connections between Gatlin and a man from California were born out of a subsequent investigation in the wiretaps. Agents were already aware of Gatlin and others from other investigations, they said. The proceedings recessed Friday and are due to resume November 21st. Turns to sources. A report last month. Oh shit, my bad. Damn, they got more than 18,000 confidential sources, y'all. Between October, and they was paid 237 million. Damn. In 5 years. Man, better stay the fuck out the streets. These motherfuckers out here working. Man, Act don't get along. No, he just be copying up. He just be stealing my takes a lot. I ain't got no real issues with him.
Makes it simple to start.
Other than he be lying. You know, I don't like liars, man. This nigga be lying. See, the problem with him is he doesn't know. He hasn't been through a criminal trial. You know, he hasn't had any serious charges. See, that's the thing, y'all. People gotta understand. Yo, in order to understand paperwork, like really understand it, you either gotta be a lawyer or you gotta be one of them people that been through serious criminal proceedings. And not just go through it and learn from it. You understand? Like me, and the reason I be breaking this shit down like how I be doing is because I was one of the people in the law library. Y'all know my case. I told y'all about it. I was reading up on my case just because I wanted to make sure that while the court was proceeding, I was aware of everything that was going on. Because lawyers will throw you. You know, you gotta have that, you gotta go to court with that mentality. Lawyers will throw you for another case. You know what I mean? They will provide inadequate counsel for another case. So I wanted to make sure that I could follow along with everything, every motion, everything. You understand what I'm saying? Every hearing. But you got these guys on YouTube that just because they have a following, people believe them. Now this man admitted that he don't have any adult charges. He don't have any. But he gives his take on criminal proceedings. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Because this is what people gotta understand, y'all. This is 2025. This happened in 2011 or 20. After 2000 and maybe 2004, yo, they stopped putting people names. It was a time, right, in the early 2000s, where if you was a rat, they'd say your name on the news. They will say your name on the news. Your name would be in the newspaper. We heard from this person that these things happened. But what happened was, yo, people started getting killed. So now they try to disguise it. And what we learned about this whole situation is, yo, they tried very hard to keep Meech's name out of any paperwork. So just because you don't see him, but his name is in paperwork. But I'm talking about the real details of exactly what went on. They tried to hide it. When we talked about the Tyre White case, y'all remember we did Tyre White case the last 3-4 days. You heard the defense attorney make an argument that in the original affidavit, they didn't even mention CS1 at all. Like everything that she was doing, they tried to keep it under wraps. But why? What was it really about? To me, it's about Meech. Because they know that if this came out, it would ruin them. It would ruin everything, like it's doing now. And this is another thing. I'm gonna let him talk first. Then I'm gonna get back in it.
Here's one of them topics that get real tiresome, man. And I'm gonna get right into it, man. Hey, look, with the big Meech thing, we're not gonna sugarcoat it or nothing. Anything that we have surrounding this third-party corroboration has always and only came out the mouth of Tammy Cowins. Meech never testified or took the stand. He never gave a statement.
Yo, he wouldn't have to. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, he didn't even have to say that. He wouldn't have to. He's third-party cooperating. He don't have to take the stand. He don't have to make a statement because he's not the one cooperating. He's cooperating through somebody else. You get me? If he knew about criminal cases, he wouldn't even have made that. He wouldn't even have said what he just said, because that's irrelevant information. Yo, you confuse people when you give them irrelevant information. There's not sometimes when people get to talk, I just skip it. Like, no, we don't need to hear that, because people get confused. You know, because people, especially people that really want to know. Right, like that shit was irrelevant. He's not going to be in any. He's not going to be in any of that thing. Like, these people had to file motions. If they didn't file these motions, we'd have never heard of Meech at all. Think about that. We'd have never heard his name. They had to file motion at the motion at the motion at the motion for them to come out and say, all right, fuck it, she connected to Meech. You understand what I'm saying? They was trying to hold that information as tight as possible, close as possible, like a football. You heard me? Running through the middle. 2 hands on that bitch.
Cuffy never testified, took the stand, or gave a statement. Any document, any court transcript we're going to receive, you're going to read, that exists, is only coming out the mouth of Tammy Cowins. So if you believe Tammy Cowins, then you believe Big Meech third party corroborated against Cuffy. If you don't believe Tammy Cowins, then you don't believe Big Meech third party corroborated against Cuffy. What we have going on is loyalty and trust. It's a lot of people that trust 50 Cent.
We've got great news for seniors.
There you go.
The Social Security Act.
I don't think it's that. I think people are using common sense. Yo, people that been through criminal proceedings are using common sense. Common sense say the man was aware. It's common sense.
There's nothing wrong with trust. If you trust that 50 Cent came out with this, then you believe that he read it. Only based off the trust that you have with 50 Cent. You know, these two important things are what we lack out here. Another thing is loyalty. If you know Cuff, if you spoken to Cuff, then
hey, Lorenzo, what do you don't understand about third party cooperating? His name is still in paperwork, as a matter of fact. It's just not giving detail of his level of cooperation. But his name is in paperwork. His name is Terry White paperwork. Like, we ain't even look, the last couple of days, we ain't even talking about Cuffy. His name is in Terry White's paperwork. The defense attorney alluded to a conspiracy. Do we got to go back there again before we listen to him? Dang, yo, the fuck happened to my things? Damn, yo, hope we ain't got to go through all that again. Hold up. The defense attorney alluded to a conspiracy. Yeah, he hard to watch. He is hard to watch. Like, I try to watch him sometimes too, and then had to click off because I don't really like watching nonsense. Let me see. Is it this? Is it this? Is it this? No, it's not that. I ain't trying to go through all this shit again. Damn, yo. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's this. Montana, what it is. Yo, free. I think it's this. Think it's this. Yo, one thing y'all gotta know, I'm not just gonna put this on a motherfucker if it don't belong there. You dig? You dig? And remember with the Terry White case, they didn't even make the arrest. So how the fuck did she even get paid? They didn't make the arrest. A whole separate agency arrested Terry White. He got caught in another indictment. Ain't that paperwork either? How the fuck is it not that paperwork? Oh shit. Maybe it's this one. Hit that like button, y'all. Maybe it's this paperwork. Then we're gonna go back to y'all. So I can show you the defense attorney is alluding to a conspiracy. Or maybe I'm reading this wrong. Listen to what listen to what this defense attorney say, Lorenzo. Listen to this. This is Terry White's case. This is not even Cuffy's. We ain't even been talking about Cuffy's last couple of days. We've been talking about Terry White. The defendant believes Tammy Cowins is CI1. Miss Cowins had been a steady girlfriend of Mr. White. Even after Mr. White began seeing Ms. Litton, he continued to have sexual relationship with Miss Cowins, despite breaking their principal relationship. All while she was tapping Mr. White for the government and acting as an informant for them. From 2008 to June 2009, she continued having a sexual relationship with Mr. White, and she used her sexual relationship as a device to get him to talk. But let's get right here. Moreover, Ms. Cowins had and continues to have strong ties to former BMF leader Demetrius Flannery. She was involved with Meech in some manner prior to her relationship with Mr. White. Why is he in this paperwork? This is the defense attorney. This defense attorney is alluding to a conspiracy between Demetrius Flannery, Tammy Cowins, and Agent Harvey. Mr. Harvey was actively involved in investigation of Mr. Flannery, and it is inconceivable that if Ms. Cowins had not told him, he did not already know of the relationship. This is extremely important factor as it puts into context the recorded conversations referenced in the affidavit about Flannery. Why are they having important conversations about Meech? Why is Tammy Cowins and Detective Harvey having important conversations about Meech? Yeah, but he be lying though, bro. Like, you're not getting real. I mean, if you like him for entertainment, but you're not getting real information. The cards themselves also show the personal nature of the relationship. Mr. Harvey, the affiant, however, failed to include the bulk of the tapes. Why are they hiding tapes? This is what you got to understand, man. Why are they hiding tapes? They tried their best to keep his name out of it. But that don't mean he wasn't working. That don't mean he wasn't complicit. Remember, it's third party cooperating.
You are going to be one-sided in agreement with Cuffy.
What you mean? Look. And I'm going to keep it moving after this. Yo, why would you just give a girl that you don't know your life rights? You don't know this girl. So basically what these guys are trying to lead y'all to believe, right? That the same man that orchestrated a multi-fucking national drug distribution ring was dumb enough to give a girl that he didn't know his life rights. That's what these guys that's running with this narrative want you to believe. That man got a sister. He probably got aunts, uncles. Yo, 30 years is a light sentence. And he home early as a bitch. But 30 years is a very light sentence for this level of drug selling. My brother. Very light sentence. Like, people keep saying he got 30 years. That's light as a bitch. The fuck? He got a break. The fuck is you talking about? Man, them niggas that sell those type of drugs get life plus 30.
That's a part of loyalty. Me, I don't have a trust in this. I don't have no loyalty in this. So I'm coming literally fair and square down the middle off what I read.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing, O'Hara. It wasn't even just that. They was holding tapes. They wasn't releasing information that included them. They was trying to keep them out, keep them separated. The defense attorney was even speculating. And that's Terry White's case. We ain't even talking about Cuffy's. We're going to get the Cuffy case next. I'm stuck on Terry White's because I think people overlooking it.
Beginning, months and months and months ago.
Yeah, but it's not a long time for drug traffickers. Multi-level drug traffickers. Yo, somebody give me a name. Who else sold drugs on the level of Meech that we can look up? You know, I don't. Who else sold drugs on the level of Meech? Baltimore Kingpin sentenced to Fed time.
25 years. According to Justice.gov, Baltimore, Maryland U.S. District Judge William D. Quarles, Jr. sentenced Garnett Gilbert Smith, a.k.a. Abdul Jones, a.k.a. Brian Slack, age 44, of Baltimore, Maryland, today to 25 years in prison, followed by 3 years of supervised release for conspiring to distribute and possession with intent.
Yeah, but he wasn't doing that shit multinational. We need multinational. What's this? That just happened. Let's see what this guy got caught with. This just happened in 2024. Let's see what he was doing. Beginning in 2009, Smith acquired large quantities of cocaine from a source of supply in California and shipped the drugs for distribution in the Baltimore area. So all he did was sell drugs from California to Baltimore. That's it. They gave him 25. You talking about a guy that shipped that shit from several different states. You said Fritz from Harlem. We gotta find somebody that did it from several different states. Like he caught 25 and he ain't nowhere near on Meech's level. They gave this boy 25 slices. They gave all right. How much time Free Ricky Ross caught? How much time was Freeway Ricky Ross sentenced to?
Life imprisonment. According to Wikiwan.com, in 1996, Ross was sentenced to life imprisonment under the Three Strikes Law after being convicted for purchasing more than 100 kilograms of cocaine from a federal agent in a sting operation.
Who's 90s Nose? 90s Nose sentenced to Fed time. Nose. There we go. That don't even exist, man. The fuck? How much time was Paul Alexander sentenced to? Federal.
According to CaseDex.com, on January 16, 2020, this court sentenced Alexander to a total term of 420 months of imprisonment, with credit for time served in federal custody since January 3, 2019, followed by a 5-year term of supervised release.
They gave him 35. And he wasn't nowhere near on the level of Meech. All his shit is in Baltimore. And surrounding counties. Yo, come on, bro. Like, I think, that 30-year sentence is light, bro. It's light. It's light. Let's see something. Multi-state trafficker sentenced to Fed time.
378 years. According to CourierPress.com, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Indiana announced the sentencing Tuesday morning, writing in a news release that the 29 defendants are now serving a combined 378 years in federal prison for their roles in a multi-state drug trafficking conspiracy.
Let's see how much time these guys got. They were selling fentanyl pills. $15, $20. So they was local. 25 years. The highest one got sentenced to 25. From Kentucky, cities around. And that bill wasn't investigation. No, these guys ain't nowhere near on that level. We gotta find somebody that's on that level, man. Peanut King. How much time Peanut King got sentenced to? How much time did Peanut King get sentenced to federally?
37 years. According to BaltimoreSun.com, Maurice Peanut King, who spent 37 years in prison on federal drug charges, was released this year. In June, he appeared as a featured guest at a charity rap concert.
He spent 37 years.
Arena.
Peanut King did 37 years, man.
People flashed greetings.
Peanut King did 37 years. Meech did 19. All right, let's continue, man. I think it's obvious that Lorenzo don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I just looked up Samuel Knowles. Nothing came up. Samuel Knowles.
According to BahamasLocal.com, a U.S. appeals court has upheld the convictions and sentences of drug kingpin Samuel 90 Knowles.
He got
Knowles
35
was
years.
jailed for 35 years in May 2008 on federal drug trafficking charges.
And he's still in that bitch. He got locked up the same time as Meech. I bet he ain't home yet. Come on, man. Shit ain't right, bro. The man only did 19 years, bro. And he got time cuts. Like, yo, can we keep that shit real? I know you want... Yo, you can continue to watch the guy, man. Yeah, that was a break, man. Like, yo, Lorenzo sitting there talking. That shit was a break. That man got 30 years, man. People keep talking, yo, he did 30, he got 30 years. That shit light. That shit light.
Because 50 Cent did not.
Now, is it a long time? Fuck yeah. But what I'm saying, compared to the level of drugs they were selling, that is a light sentence.
It's off. Months ago, there was rumors hidden that Big Meech third party corroborated against Cuffy. And you know, me and a few other YouTubers, we was going live about it, reading the paperwork and all that. At first, I said Meech third party corroborated, period. But now that we have everything,
so we got paid.
And now that I took the time to actually read everything, I came to a conclusion. My conclusion was that Tammy Cowins had multiple briefings and multiple testimonies. Some of her briefings threw Big Meech under the bus. Some of her briefings was safe.
Her first, and see this thing, putting out bad information. Her first initial briefings, she said Meech was aware of it. Like, they trying to make it seem like her first briefings. 3 detectives recorded this. St. Louis detective recorded it. The 2 Atlanta detectives recorded it. It's in their documents. she said Meech was aware, Meech was involved. She said this. She didn't change her statement until Cuffy filed the Frank's motion. We just read the article. You heard what Agent Keith Cromer said. She ain't start changing up until she found out her name was ready to get exposed. And she trying to ruin the case. So why is he on here lying, misleading? He's misleading right now, man. And you go to the comments, motherfuckers like, yo, how? Yeah, that shit makes sense. And he's not making no sense. Said then she took it back in the unsworn affidavit. Which one she take back?
Even Big Meech. Some of her briefings was throwing Detective Cromer under the bus. Some of her briefings was to protect Detective Cromer.
And then she kicked everybody out. Then she had everybody removed from the court, from the court. Everybody had to get removed. What the fuck did she say in that hearing? I guarantee Meech's name was all through that motherfucker.
Same with Cuffy, but all her briefings, she was trying to save herself. So I said, you know what? Let me go to the briefing where Cuffy was actually present for, and the one where she got called out for the detective.
Save herself. She was an informant. Like, yo, that's what she say. Which she was working. Save herself from what? even with the inappropriate relationship, she wasn't getting in trouble for that. She wasn't the fucking DA agent. Keith Cromer was. So what was she saving herself from? See, these guys right here never talk to me. They never reply to me because they know I squash them. Save herself from what? King AK, I know you watching. She was a DA agent. She wasn't facing any charges. Tell her she was trying to save herself. Get the fuck out of here.
Cromer sexual situation. The reason I went to them two is because that one briefing is because she was under oath, and it was really do or die about the Detective Cromer situation. And Cuffy was actually present for it to actually hear out his ears what Tammy is actually saying. Now, he wasn't there for the Detective Lane one. He wasn't there for the other ones because Tammy was under hot water. So let me get to why I feel like so far what we have is making me feel the way I do. Now, feeling is all you're going to have with this. Nobody is going.
Yo, the nigga is saying she under hot water like she was gonna get arrested. What, she wasn't gonna get paid? Maybe. The worst that could have happened to Tammy was she wasn't gonna get paid. That was the worst that could happen. She wasn't under hot water. Agent Cromer was under hot water. He was the sworn detective. He was a DA agent. He was under hot water, not Tammy. Tammy could have said any motherfucking thing. Under the threat of perjury, yeah, that's about it. But how much time do you even get on perjury? A couple months? Yeah, maybe. But she wasn't under hot water. Like hot water, like that's a bold statement to say she was under hot water. I don't think she was under hot water.
Going to be able to 100% say Big Meech did anything, and nobody's going to be able to 100% say Big Meech didn't do anything. The smoking gun is going to have to come from Tammy, and I'll talk about recorded phone calls that 50 Cent says she has, and paperwork. And even with the paperwork, unless Big Meech made a statement or testified in some way to be in that paperwork, it's still going to be in her favor of the paperwork because it's her own words. that's in the paperwork. Not Cuffy, not Meech, not nobody is going to be her own word. Or unless they found credible enough evidence to add Big Meech and say Big Meech knowingly did this, then...
Yo, what is he talking about adding credible enough evidence? Big Meech ain't involved in that manner. See, that's what I'm saying, yo. This shit is misleading. Big Meech ain't involved in that manner. He did it third party. This man orchestrated a drug deal. Like, yo, people is not using common sense. The man orchestrated a drug deal while in federal custody. Didn't do no more time. I was talking to my man earlier. My man just did time with the feds. Matter of fact, I'm gonna play what my man told me earlier. Two of my homeboys just did time with the feds. Listen to him. Listen to what he said.
Yeah, bro, I feel you though, but you know how you gotta have all the way to proof. That's probably why Boosie ain't, you know what I mean? Cause I know what you're saying though. Cause shit don't sound right either. You feel me? It don't sound right. First and foremost, it don't sound right because he had 30 years. And like I said, he was a leader, so he couldn't get too much time cut off. And he only did 19 years and some change on 30. And then he got locked up with hella phones and knives. You feel what I'm saying? So I know he fucked up a lot of his good time. So he at least, you're supposed to do 27 years on 30. You do 9 years on each 10. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, a lot of that shit sound crazy. Crazy, for real.
Oh, so you his friend. You believe that you his friend. I got you. Now it makes sense. But think about this though, Lorenzo. Hey, Lorenzo, you say you just came home from the feds, right? Why is Cuffy not facing no consequences? Why is Cuffy able to call Meech a rat in the feds and don't face no consequences? Answer that, Lorenzo. Nobody never thought about that? This man is in the feds right now calling that boy a rat. And get on the phone every day. Come on, man. Use common sense, man. Them boys know he ain't right. Them boys know that man's solid. They know that man's word is solid, man. He'll get punished for that. You was just in the feds, right? Did 8 years, right? You know how it go. Let's use common sense, man. Let's use common sense, please.
We could then say, Meech, you third party corrupt, you set Cuffy up. Period. Right now, with what we have, I'm not buying it. And I'm not gonna.
I ain't even talking about that. I'm talking about Cuffy. Lorenzo, I'm talking about Cuffy. Cuffy banned in the feds right now, calling this man a rat from the federal penitentiary. And he ain't facing no black, he ain't facing nothing. Niggas ain't do nothing to him. It's a reason why, yo. It's a reason why, man. We can just leave it at that. To be honest, that tells you everything. Cuffy been saying this for years and facing no consequences tells you everything. He ain't the toughest nigga in the feds. It's other gangs. It's other crews.
And all the paperwork. We did multiple lives going over all the paperwork. I'm just going to give you a few reasons why I feel like it was all her and more about Detective Cromer than anything. For one, the Fidel Suarez dude met Big Meech, right? Suarez ended up going home. Meech tells Suarez somehow gets in contact with Meech. Like, yo, who you know I can, sell some drugs to. He said, man, get in contact with my homeboy Cuff. you got to get in contact with Cuff through this bitch named Tammy. Now, he never told Tammy middleman nobody, nothing. He just said, call Tammy, get the number from Cuff, and that's it.
Yo, that is a crime. That's a crime. That is a crime. It's not no that's it. That's enough. The fuck is you talking about? See, that's what I'm saying. He ain't never, I mean, that's enough. He called you in reference to some drugs from the federal penitentiary. You said get in contact with Cuff. That is a conspiracy charge for you. That's not what happened, John? All right, so that's not what happened.
Fidel ends up calling Tammy. He ends up getting the number from Cuff. Him and Cuff are talking. You see what I'm saying? Now, at this time,
yo, if I'm locked up, right? If I'm locked up, right? And my man reach out to me, yo, bro. You remember all these jail phone calls are recorded. Hey, yo, what's up with the dude? Yo, you was da. Oh, you talking about y'all? Yo, call Shorty. She'll link you up with him. You ain't gotta worry about nothing. Everything gonna run smooth. That make me a co-conspirator. I'm a co-conspirator. I set the whole play up. He was on the indictment. Sure the fuck was. Ain't face no consequences. Like, yo, people gotta get out their emotions and just use logic. Like, yo, it's 2025, yo. This happened. It's not as open as it used to be. It's not as obvious as it used to be, yo. You gotta apply common sense. If you don't apply common sense, y'all, it's gonna be a lot of these rat dwellers fucking squeaking around. Because it's not as obvious as it used to be. They do a better job of hiding them. Yo, snitches get killed. They don't want to get nobody killed. Look, prime example. Damn, I had a point I was thinking about earlier. I'll get back to that.
Oh, not at this time. So cool. So him and Cuff make a deal, you know what I mean? They like, all right, we gonna get it on. He ends up calling Tammy more times. Now, at this time, the detective that she was sleeping with that didn't know Big Meech at all, he overheard the conversation because she had him on speakerphone. So now Cromer is hearing all these things, and you know, they making sure what's going on. I got this truck in St. Louis.
No, Lorenz, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. If me and you cool, say I'm in the joint, I call you. You like, yo, what's up with man, yeah, I'm trying to fuck with y'all. I'm trying to holler at y'all. I'd be like, all right, yo, you gotta call my girl. Yo, my girl gonna link you up with him. I'm part of that's a conspiracy, bro. Behind federal walls, this ain't just a typical phone conversation. This is a phone conversation that's going on behind federal walls. I'm in custody. I orchestrated a drug deal. It don't even matter if she's an informant. We take her being an informant out the equation. Let's say they investigate and track it all back. I'm part of it. You know why he wanted. You know what this was about. You just his friend, y'all. I don't got no. Now I really don't got no. Ain't none of these niggas paying me. I ain't got no dug in the fight. I'm just keeping it, truthful and honest.
Gonna make the deal, Dwight. Cool. Everything cool. So he gets up to St. Louis. He ends up calling Tammy. Man, like, what's going on? Like, where is this Cuffy dude? Where's Cuffy? Like, what's up? She ends up having to get another number because Cuffy ended up changing his number and getting a new number. Somehow, Cuffy was updating Tammy with the phone number. Now, how did Tammy and Cuffy know each other? Meech introduced Tammy to Cuffy, but it was only supposed to be business because Cuffy wanted a BMF, his part of BMF told.
See, yo, this is the part. I don't believe this. I think that's just what Tammy. I don't believe this part. I think the setup was in motion soon as she got them life rights. Because you still haven't explained. Nobody still haven't explained. Why do you give her your life rights? You don't even know the girl. If you let Blue tell it, Blue said they had no relationship on the outside. I think the whole play was about the life rights for cooperation.
To get his side of the bill met. So it was
Right.
understood that Meech did what 50 Cent did. 50 Cent knew this girl was a CI. He didn't care. We about the business. Big Meech, I believe, knew this girl was a CI.
You're right though, no face. You ain't lying.
You heard what's going on with Tammy? And he said, yeah,
like he really out of line because he never been. He never been through a, and even just that, yo, been through a serious criminal investigation. Like if you've been through a serious criminal investigation, yo, you know how this shit work. He don't know how he just talking. That was the deal, Lorenzo. That's the only thing that makes sense. That was the deal. Yo, why would you gave her your life rights? You gave her creative control. You gave her power of attorney. Why would you do that? Somebody got to explain that. At the very least, Meech could have explained that when he gave his explanation. Don't tell me she was that good at talking. She was that good at talking that she just talked you out your life rights. Oh, I know this person. Like, yo, you was that down bad. This is Big Meech, y'all. He know Jeezy. Like, he know people in the entertainment realm. Rick Ross is sending the money. You give it to her. Yo, what it sound like to me is Tammy was a dummy. So, say I was to get booked, right? Lord forbid I was to get booked, right? Say I was the type that fuck with different women, right? But I got a girl. I'm not going to ask my girl to bring things to the joint for me. I'm going to get the side chick. I'm going to get the dummy. You understand what I'm saying? Meech ain't going to ask his baby mother to go become a federal agent. I can get Tammy. Tammy do anything I tell her. That's what this is, man. But he tricked himself. Because he never imagined, especially you got to remember, y'all, this was, you know, how many years ago? 11? 12? 13? Something like that? What, 2008, 2025? What, shit, 19 years ago. 18 years ago. 17 years, whatever the fuck it was. I got a lot on my mind. So, he didn't think far ahead to realize, yo, she might not always be dumb, bro. She dumb now. You know, she probably 30, 20 something. But eventually she's not going to be dumb forever. You know, dummies don't stay dumb forever, y'all. A lot of them just dumb when they're young. So what he did, he put himself at a disadvantage. But at the time, it made sense because Tammy do anything I tell her. She's infatuated with me. I fill her head up with a whole bunch of nonsense, make her think I'm going to be with her when I come home. You know what I mean? She going to go. But she didn't go that easy because she needed incentive. If I do this for you, matter of fact, I don't even think she came at her. I think he came at her with it. Look, I give you my life rights. That's all I got to give. That's all I got to give. I will give you my life rights. That's at least $1 million. Get me out of jail. Get me out of jail. But make sure my name ain't in no paperwork. Make sure I don't want my name involved in nothing. So she 50 now? I mean, she probably was young back then. That shit was what, 18 years ago? Let's see how old Tammy is. We talking about 2008? Let's see how old Tammy is. How old is Tammy Cowins?
According to the Sun.com, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson appears to have sided with his co-producer and close friend Tammy Cowins, who is the longtime close friend and personal assistant of Demetrius Big Meech Flannery.
Well, I guess they ain't gonna give us our age. Fuck it. Yeah, we ain't gonna get our age. Yeah, she could be an old dummy. Yeah, biography. All right, she's 53 years old. So she's 53. So what's this? 2025, 2015. That's 10 years. 17 years ago. So 17 years ago, she was 43. She was 34.
But that shit ain't got nothing to do with me.
32.
You know, and why? Because in the paperwork, Tammy admitted that she was a 10-year affiliate of BMF, friend, like close to BMF. And how did she know? Through Blue. Blue was the first person to even know her. He was the first person hitting her. He introduced Tammy. So if you ask me, I feel like Blue was like, yeah, man, that's my homie Meech Wookie Woo. And she seen dollar signs. So let's go back. So Cuffy is in contact with her, you know what I mean? Now, mind you, everything going smooth. She ends up getting a new number and giving it to.
All right, look, he giving us the rundown. I just wanted to show y'all he don't know what the fuck he talking about. Let's go to the L Prophet video. It's getting late, and I gotta get up in a few hours. Now I'm gonna get this paperwork, y'all. Y'all know when I get it, I'm gonna read it in front of everybody. Like, I don't know why everybody's like making this paperwork top secret, but I'm gonna read it. Now I'm not starting in the beginning. Cause I seen some of this. I'm sure most of y'all probably seen it too.
I was just doing what I have to do.
I'm gonna start it right
Times.
here. See where he at in the story.
If I recollect, he didn't have the phone number and he had the truck. So Fidel is in.
Start right here.
Can do something. And did you do that? Yes, I did. Now, during a period of time, you just indicated, Mr.
Now this is another guy. Like, yo, people are taking. Like, salute to him in this platform. I'm sure he does great work. Yo, but he's not qualified to distinguish what's a rat. He's not qualified. He ain't qualified, man. He don't even, like, yo, you got to know about the street. And he said something wild in this video that I thought was, he was out of line with that. Get talking about in some gangs, black people can tell on Mexicans. What gang is that? Because I've been black my whole life and I ain't never heard of that. I ain't never heard exceptions. Or, you know, you can tell. I heard that it's Mexicans in Mexican gangs, they can tell on black people and get away with it. But I have never heard in black gangs, you can tell on Mexicans and that shit be cool. Yeah, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it and I'm going to read all of it. I mean, we probably can't read all of it. But we're going to read it on live so people can see it. Because at this point, I don't even know if this shit exists. Because everybody that read it did it like this.
Mr. Cromer, did he overhear any of the conversations you had with either Mr. Gatling or Mr. Suarez at that time? Yes, with Mr. Suarez. July 2012, did you have a convo with Mr. Suarez related to a trip he may take?
Yo, he can read paperwork, but he's never been arrested. He's never been through nothing to tell you who's a rat and who's not. He doesn't know that, yo, it's not as simple as it used to be. Because he's never been in the streets. You can't say he's one of the best. He's probably a great journalist. But leave the who's a rat, who's not a rat to the guys that really been in the mix. The guys that been ratted on. I mean, leave that part to those people. It's people on the internet that can verify it. And all the ones I see that I know can verify it is saying Meech is a rat. Meech complicit. Meech played the role. And you heard my man, Meech got tickets. Like how he get out in 19 years, yo, with all the fucking infractions. He got caught with knives and everything. That man got caught with knives and everything, yo. Like my man said, yo, and only did 19 years or on 30 or 27. But they took 3 years off. That's another thing. Nobody even knows why they did that. You know, laws changed, but like my man said, he was the head of the organization. Yo, just because laws change, yo, that don't mean they're gonna change the laws for you. Not every time. It doesn't work like that. For real, I ain't know that. One and only.
When he come to St. Louis because he was going. Well, that's where Cuffy was at. Did he tell you why he wanted you in St. Louis? No, he didn't. And did he contact you later on? Yes, he did. He contacted me when he was in St. Louis, stating that he had a truck up there. And that, from my understanding, if I recollect, he didn't have the phone number and he had this truck. So
yeah, see, that's another thing. I ain't even know that. He ain't never hit a He ain't never hit a USP with all that time. That's strange. That's what I'm saying, yo. A lot of shit ain't right. And when and how it is, yo, if a lot of shit ain't right, it ain't right. I mean, I don't need confirmation. Fuck, I don't need a statement that say Meech. When we went to talk to Demetrius Flannery advised us that he was in on the organization. And he told, like, we're not going to get that. I don't even need that. I can look at the situation, evaluate it, and know what happened.
Bought a truck for this person that told her to give Cuff his phone number per buddy, which is Big Meech. And that would be August 5th of 2012. So when I received that call, it was on a Sunday. I was at home cooking spaghetti. So when did you receive the phone call from Fidel Suarez from St. Louis? When I received that call, it was on a Sunday. I was at home cooking spaghetti.
Yo, you talking about classy, but I'm talking about getting caught with knives, bro. That they take days away and shit like that. He catching ticket after ticket. Meech wasn't no model inmate.
Keith Cromer was at my house. How lovely. So they're having Sunday dinner, her and a DEA agent, while a semi-truck full of yayo bricks is sitting somewhere in St. Louis with no one to pick them up. Imagine that. Demetrius Flannery was somewhere in a prison, probably telling BMF stories. Fidel Suarez's work is sitting in St. Louis, and DEA agent Cromer and Miss Tammy were booed up cooking pescetti on a Sunday. And I can't remember honestly if it was heroin or coke. And I said, "What's going on?" And he was all upset, saying, "I got an effing truck up here, and this dude is playing games." And he was using a lot of profanity. And he said, "See if you can get in contact with him." I had an alternate number for Cuff. So Cuff only called you to say hi, but you had multiple numbers for him.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how that shit goes. The fuck? See, that's what I'm saying. He don't know. See, this is what I be saying. Yeah. He can only call you to say hi, and she got multiple numbers because he is keeping tabs with fucking, matter of fact, at this point, Meech still selling drugs. What the fuck? He's still selling drugs. So yeah, whenever I change my numbers, hey Tammy, that's my new number. You know, Meech my guy. So when you switch numbers, you give out it's gonna be a certain amount of people that's gonna get the new number. Shoot you a text. Yo, it's my new number, lock me in. See, but he don't know that. That's what I be saying. Like, yo, a lot of these guys, yo, they be jumping out on a limb about things they don't know nothing about. How many times I done lost the phone? My man might be booked. Oh, shit, I gotta give your girl my new number. That's how it go.
And I reached out to Cuff and asked him, and he said he hasn't tried to call me. And I said he's calling you at this number. And then that was the wrong number. Fidel had Cuff's old number and guys switched numbers. She had the current and active number. She passed it on to Suarez. Subsequently, they contacted each other. That's correct. That Sunday, that's correct. Did Mr. Cromer, Agent Cromer, was he present during these conversations? Yes, he was. Was he listening in on these conversations?
Albert.
Yes, he was.
Exactly. That's my man was just saying.
At the time he was listening in, he could hear what both parties were saying. Yes, I had him on a speakerphone. Am I on a speakerphone? Have you ever been purchasing a truckload of kilograms and thought, is that Echo, man?
I think that's a lie. I think that's a lie. See, y'all gotta realize, yo, when she's giving her testimony, she's trying to hide, she's trying to protect Meech. I don't think that's how that went. Now, of course, her and Chroma is gonna be together on this, but typically you were the agent. You know you were the agent. You're not gonna answer the phone. If you want to protect this guy who is Cuffy Gatlin, you're not going to answer the phone on speaker. You know what he called you for. You know what he called you for. This is a setup.
On a speakerphone. Keith Cromer reached out to St. Louis DEA, and I got on the phone to speak to an agent. Okay, but the substance of your conversations regarding the dope deal and truck, did you relay that to St. Louis DEA? Yes, I did, to the agents involved. To the agent I spoke on the phone, and Mr. Cromer had already contacted them. That is correct.
So he was already setting up Suarez.
And would it be fair to say that you had 2, 3, 5? How many conversations with St. Louis agents did you have about this August 5th conversation? Probably a total of 3.
Is this conversation where she where Agent Cromer told her that she was only setting up Mexicans? And I wonder if this conversation was recorded, or is that just something they conjured up?
Blah blah blah. And when you talked to the agents of Mr. Cromer, did you indicate to them at any point you had to obtain a photograph of Mr. Suarez? Yes. Okay. How did that happen? You indicated earlier it was a result of exchanging Facebook. Oh, no, the picture came from Fidel sending me the picture to my phone, a picture of him, so I could put it in my contact list. Well, how convenient. So did you ask him for a picture? I asked him for a picture. Government exhibit, and they present a picture. I wish I had a picture of Fidel Suarez.
Yeah, it was before this.
Did you ever meet Mr. Suarez in person? No, I never met him. How about Mr. Gatling? Had you met Mr. Gatling? I had not met Mr. Gatling at that time. Did there come a time when you did meet Mr. Gatling? Yes. He called and said he was coming to Atlanta and he wanted to take me to dinner. Okay, so what happened with the truck? I had a conversation with Fidel Suarez. He called upset, furious. This was after the fact of the 5th. He was mad because he said the Cuff stiffed him and didn't pay all the money. So she facilitated them being in contact. Cuff got the truck, according to this. He didn't pay him all the money for the drugs. I don't remember if it was heroin or cocaine. I honestly don't remember. She said that several times. Maybe she knows that the penalties for H are worse than C. But he didn't pay him all the money for the blacks. So, for someone that's just passing phone numbers, she knows the business. I mean, well, she's in the mix. Blah, blah, blah. To the Keith Cromer. Okay, let's go to November of 2012. Did there come a point when you were working with Mr. Cromer where it was decided you would no longer talk to Dion Gatling? That is correct. And when you told him that, what did he do? He said, well, that's fine. I'll let him talk too. And he says a name, but they changed it to CS2, which is another woman. And that was it. So if they're...
Yeah, that might be the sister, y'all. You remember in this paperwork right here we read? Remember in this paperwork we read, right? Look at this. Not the sister, but the neighbor. Y'all remember? Look at this. This what the fuck? Goddamn boats. Clarence. Solid work. Security clearance. Nobody has self-crimination suspended. Closed hearing. Remember, it was a neighbor that was another female that was with them. Damn, y'all ain't fine shit. Y'all remember we just read that, right? Who was the neighbor talking to? Paid $212,000. CS1 internal investigation. Wiretest by the prosecutor. Same thing as these 3 years. Intimate. He said sometimes his brother, who was dating CS1's neighbor. So Agent Cromer's brother was dating Tammy Cowins' neighbor. How you like that? Wonder what his brother did. I wonder how close that neighbor was to Tammy. Did Tammy talk her into getting into it? Hey, this is good money. Maybe.
We're going to move Deanne Gatling over to another CS who's a woman. Is that another? Why would Deanne talk to a random woman? I'll let him talk. That's Cromer. He's talking to Cromer.
Exactly, right? Exactly, no face, no case.
So
common sense,
Cromer
bro.
is somehow involved in trying to judge what's going on from the verb tenses. And when you told Cromer that, what did he do? Then he said, well, that's fine. I'll let him talk to CS2. Why would Cromer be controlling who Deanne Gatling is talking to? Deanne Gatling would talk to people that...
Look, that's what I'm saying. You go back to that paperwork. Cromer brother was talking to the neighbor. Look. Sometimes his brother, who was dating CS1's neighbor, that's probably CS2. Y'all gotta realize, yo, these agents keep a close knit. They close knit. They only deal with each other for the most part.
That either
because you gotta realize they can't deal with nobody that's in criminal, that's participating in criminal behavior. They can lose their job.
Each Fidel Suarez or Tammy told him to talk to, right? So was Cromer at this point controlling CS2, this other woman, and Gatling would only listen to some other person if either Fidel Suarez or Meech knew her, right? Okay. CS2, is that fair to say? From my understanding, that's CS2. Let's refer to her as CS2 from now on. So her name was in the record. I'm not saying it. They struck it and made it CS2. Want to keep her out of it also. I'd ask the record be stricken of the name. The court will refer to her as CS2. So CS2 comes in the mix in November of 2012. Okay. Okay, and how did it go? What did you do? What did CS2 do and who showed up? Well, Dion asked me, did I know anybody? Prior to the meeting, he asked me if I knew anybody he could get work from. Basically, they could front him some work, some drug transaction. And I said, well, I don't really know anybody, but I'll think about it and let you know. okay, why would a woman? Well, okay, so
Because she was running for Meech. Like, yo, this is so obvious. It's so fucking obvious, man. She was running for Meech, man. like it don't take a rocket science to figure that out. He called her because she knew she was the gateway through Meech. Meech was, yo, it looks like Meech was selling drugs in the penitentiary. In a federal penitentiary. That's what it looks like to me.
So Cuffy Gatling, and this is, I don't know anything about Mr. Gatling other than court stuff. I did do a brief interview with him. He's been convicted prior to this. Cuffy's a real guy from a real place, from St. Louis.
That's
why
what it
would
looked
he
like.
be asking Tammy, did she know someone who could give him some work?
Common sense.
Just because she's around, I'm around. I know a lot of people in this world.
No, see, you see what I'm saying? This what makes him not qualified. Again, it shows his unqualification to speak on the topic. Do y'all get why? That's why I don't be watching these guys, man. It shows his unqualification. She running for Meech. That's the only thing that makes sense.
World, nobody calls me and says, "Hey Al, do you know someone they could, give me 100 bricks on consignment?" That's not what I do. Why would you ask me that? So why would he ask her that? I told him everybody was locked up. I think the wording that I used, and then Keith said, "Tell him you know a lady." And that's what I said with your CS2. Okay, so that's not Meech's person. That's a woman that Keith Cromer had. So these women are being used as these big drug kingpins proxies. So at that point in time, you were out of the investigation with Mr. Gatling. So Dion supposedly, Mr. Gatling asked for some work on credit after stiffing Fidel Suarez. And she says, "Yeah, I'll hook you up with this other girl." I wonder if that, well, I mean, not put people's names out there.
No, hell no. No face, no case. I was the one that brought this back to relevance. We brought this back to relevance when Meech first came home. Now, 50 took it to a whole nother level because, he's 50 Cent. But if you go back, when Meech first came home, I did a video about Meech telling. Because I didn't know. I didn't take Blue Da Vinci word, because I heard he wasn't right. So I just discredited him and everything he said. I didn't look into this until Meech first came home.
An investigation with respect to Mr. Gatling. Other than us meeting for dinner, that's fair to say.
Yeah, 50 made it go viral.
Oh, they went to the Varsity in Atlanta. That night, they went to the only varsity I know is in the downtown ATL. That's where King Von and Dirk caught their case. Do you see Mr. Gatling in the courtroom today? Oh, Mr. Gatling was there. So this was a real court hearing. Mr. Dion Cuffy Gatling was there.
Read the paperwork.
There came a time when Mr. Gatling was indicted. Did you become aware of that? Yes. And okay, and do you remember exactly when that was? April or May of 2014. Now, during this time you were working, what things were you doing as a cooperator and an informant? They would tell me to go and pick up money or go pick up drugs at a certain location. Then I would show up and I would say, okay.
Who's they? She's speaking in plural. Who are they? Yo, it's obvious what's going on. Yo, this is crazy, yo. I can't believe, it's obvious what's going on, y'all. She was running for Meech while he was locked up. She was running for him. And she was working at the same fucking time. Yeah, or even I don't know if they playing. They could be playing, but who knows? I just don't think, You gotta really be from it to understand it.
We want you to pick up. One example was 270,000, and we're going to bring them back to drugs. So she would pose. She would say, "I'm with the people who got to work. I'm gonna get."
So look, just think about this, y'all. So she doing all of this while holding Meech's life rights, and he not getting no proceeds. Come on, y'all. Get the fuck out of here, man. These guys is fucking stupid. Like, yo, come on, y'all. This girl doing all this running. She owned a man life rights and he ain't getting nothing. Come on, man. Can people use common sense? Man, that's probably why he even came to her. They probably caught wind of his motherfucking ass. See, but we'll never know that part. They probably caught wind of his ass. He like, man, shit, I can set some niggas up for y'all. I got a girl named Tammy. Hey, don't rule it out.
Get to 270,000 and bring back the drugs. Most cases, I always meet with all the agents.
Man, I think
every time I go, I end up not going.
I think Meech sent her to Terry, man. This was the play. The play is I got this pretty little white girl, and she'll do whatever for me, even if she got fucking motherfucker. Even if she got fucked. She got had sex with you to get you to she'll do that shit for me. Yeah, he lined up the whole play, man.
To pick up the drugs or entering money.
Allegedly.
Strange. At any rate, you were assigned certain things to do. Among them were phone calls. Yes, sir. You were asked to make phone calls. Yes, sir. Mr. Cromer, did he give you a phone number and ask you to give it to another agent? He was at my house one morning on his way to work for a meeting. He went to meetings once a week.
That like button, y'all get to 100 likes.
I don't remember. And he said, give them this information. For what? I said. He said, don't ask me any questions. Don't worry about it. Just do this for me. And this information related to an individual by the name of Bootsy from Decatur, Georgia. Who is Bootsy from Decatur, Georgia? ATL, shouty. Get on the case. Who's Bootsy from Decatur, Georgia? They were on your trail, buddy. Or maybe you're in federal prison. I don't know. All jokes aside. Best of luck to Bootsy.
Yo, she didn't just hang around. Yo, niggas don't. Yo, you crazy? Yo, you don't just have girls hanging around. You gonna become useful. The fuck is you hanging around? Everybody, we locked up now. Ain't no more hanging around. If you want to hang around, you got to become useful. Tammy, look, that's what I need you to do. I need you to call yo, get this money from him, drop this off. I need you to set yo up. Come on, man. I don't know how far people was in the streets, man, if you can't see what the fuck going on. That's how I would use her. Now, I don't know setting no up shit, but that's how I would use her.
While you were talking with the agents in St. Louis about Mr. Gatling and Mr. Suarez, did Mr. Cromer give you any numbers or tell you to give these numbers to any of the agents?
You ain't just hanging around. I don't know. Nobody hangs around.
That's ever happened.
What Big Me say? We all getting money. Everybody working. No man about a team. Nobody's just hanging around. You doing something.
Who was to give
especially
me
as a
numbers
female,
which had nothing to do with Cuff? So now she's working with CF2. She was to provide me with numbers for a gentleman named Diego, but this had nothing to do with Deanne Gatling. So these two women they're in deep. They're working the Hispanics, to use the DEA's term. Now, Tammy Cowins, in some circles, was known as the white girl. She appears to be a light-skinned African-American. She could pass for Hispanic.
Yo, she do not look like no light-skinned African-American. Where the fuck did he get that from? Like, did this woman like a light-skinned African-American to y'all? Fuck that shit at. She don't like no light-skinned African-American to me. It's like a white girl. Like she might got some Italian in her or something. I don't know who the fuck she is. Yeah, she ain't no light-skinned African American. The fuck is he talking about? Shit. Light-skinned African American? Nah. Nah, look at her nose too pointy. Her lips too thin. Fucking light-skinned African American. So crazy. They had a picture of her when she was young. She looked like a white girl when she was young. I posted in one of my thumbnails. All right, let's get busy. Hit that like button. We had 100 likes. Appreciate it, y'all. Hell yeah.
I don't know what her ethnic background is.
Then why you say that then?
She's like my father. She can pass for anything. Okay, now, Tammy, there's a lot. People, there's 100 and some pages. Shout out to my guy that sent me this. Though this has been available, but oh wow. Okay, I'm not gonna give it all to you here.
Right, okay.
Okay. Oh, so here's the time when she starts talking about.
Yeah, but why are they not showing? Yeah, we're gonna show this paperwork. I don't know why it's everybody big secret, but we're gonna get this paperwork and we're gonna show it. I'll wait for his flim flam to hit me back. She probably hit me tomorrow.
Afraid. Okay, this is when she gets paid. So she gets an $80,000 check from Agent Cromer. She calls Jack Harvey, the original guy she knew who worked the DMF case and was retired, and says, I got an $80,000 check and I don't know why. They said it's for everything you're doing. As far as you knew, you didn't know what it was for. She got an $80,000 check, didn't know what it. So she had some jewelry that was worth $34,000. Let her tell it. That she didn't get back. It was forfeited.
Send it to my email.
So after Jack said, well, I can say anything. I said, I don't want you to because I don't trust anybody within the government.
1 at Yahoo.
He said, no, you can trust this person. I'm going to make a few phone calls.
Send it to Mosley Sean.
And I received a call to
Mosley Sean 1 at Yahoo.
Keith Cromer's boss at Atlanta Bread Company. So they went to a restaurant. She met this agent. She had been having an affair with his boss. Subsequently,
Mosley. MOSLEYSEAN 1 at Yahoo.
You have been interviewed on a number of occasions. A number. Without going into any details, you had number. So she said, this is just a document that has made it to surface into the public. There's many other documents. Has anyone bribed you or asked you not to testify or give information about Mr. Cromer of any information he had? Now, important to remember, there's multiple criminal things going on here. The DEA's interest
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate
probably less in, it doesn't seem to be in Mr. Flannery at this point. He's doing his time. They're trying to get Gatling, but they're trying to see how much malfeasance is going on in their office. It sounds like to me, remember Tammy said she didn't actually meet any Hispanics, maybe a little phone convo. Are these agents buying pussy with the DEA, right? So Tammy appears in the DEA office.
What the hell? Where did he get that narrative from? What the fuck? Where the fuck did he... How did buying cat come into play? Like, I don't know where he got that from. That's just something he made up.
And helps them work. Terry Bernard White, Keith Cromer is interested in procuring.
Hit that like button, y'all. Subscribe to the channel if you new.
He makes payments from
man, if y'all can't support the platform, man, Cash App Baltimore Swag. Yeah, he tripping. I don't know where he just grabbed that out the air.
And the U.S. taxpayer to her. She doesn't know what it's for. Well, you laid with him 6 nights a week. He was married.
Oh, so he trying to say he was buying cat. No, he just was a sucker for love. You know, you got to keep her quiet because she can get him fired. I mean, whenever she hold the keys. I mean, that's the thing. You start doing that, you give him power. She can ruin his whole job just by going and say, you know, man, him was having sex. He done. And he might go to jail.
I mean, I don't know what women are into, but Keith Cromer was 60, which doesn't mean a woman can't like him, but he's cheating on his wife. He's a DEA agent. He's not a creative guy. I mean, women like a man, attractive, interesting, solid, emotional connection. Well, he lies to his wife. He's a boring federal agent.
Yeah, he told.
Couldn't be the physical part. Maybe the 80 was for the P.
Yo,
Pushing
but
P.
even if they was already on the cuff, that don't change what they did. Like that doesn't change. That don't change the circumstances. They probably was on the cuff been selling drugs since the 80s. In the article I read, they said they knew who Cuffy. They knew who he was. But they don't mean they had anybody close enough to get to the inside to where so they can take him down.
Indeed. Okay, so boy, there's a lot. This is 200.
Charlie funny as shit. Got the body parts.
In March of 2015, did you have occasion to go online and find any pleadings by the defense in this case? So, Mr. Gatling, in 2015, this stuff came out in 2015. The streets knew about this. When I first was, well, many moons ago, shout out to my guy who...
Oh, my God. Get to the shit.
Swap.
Can your dentures withstand the force of a golf swing? Here we have Nubia's permanent teeth.
Suarez and Mr. Gatling. Is that correct? That is correct. Okay. Okay, so they've recessed the court and come back. Now another attorney is talking to her. You are CS1 in this document, correct? That is correct. Okay.
Why he
and as a
that?
part of your earlier testimony, you clarified that despite what's in this document, Mr. Flannery was never involved in trying to coordinate any drug deals between Mr. Suarez and Mr. Gatling. Is that correct? That is correct. Now, also as a
So this is the paperwork where she lied. That's what this is. This is the testimony where she lied. This is the testimony where she thwart, what you call it? I can't even say the word. This is the testimony where she ruined the case, basically. That makes sense. Yeah, she won the case in this testimony. So this was after Cuffy found out she was CS1. Got you. Okay.
Part of this document.
She didn't lie on me, yo. What? Hey, Lorenzo, listen to this. Listen to this. Why? Why would she lie on Meech? If she was doing this on her own, why would she lie on Meech? Now, what would be the point? To damage his name? Like, yo, it doesn't make sense for her to lie on Meech. She's lying now. Before her name got hot, she told 3 DA agents, not 1, not 2, but 3, that Demetrius Flannery was in on this. It's in court documents. The judge read it. This is when the judge decided she's not credible. That's what this is. She's not credible. She giving multiple different statements. She might be in a relationship with the other. But then after this, as we just read in that article, after this hearing, she cleared the courthouse. Y'all remember we just read that, right? After this same exact hearing, Cuffy had to leave the courtroom. And then she got down to the nitty gritty. Man, look, man, Meech put me up to this shit. You feel me? Look, Meech put me up to this shit. He told me he was going to give me his life rights. I'm trying to shop a movie deal. They paying me. I'm fucking him. It's real. You feel me? Like, that's what she did, yo, when the cameras came out. That's what she did, man. Because she wasn't lying at first, Lorenzo. She wasn't lying at first. She didn't start lying until she got exposed. It's not all that lying. At first, she was being honest. When her name got exposed is when the lies started coming out.
Some discussions of you potentially getting a finder's fee, or there being a discussion between you and Mr. Suarez about a finder's fee for coordinating deals for cocaine. Is that accurate? That is accurate. I told them that they can give me some money so I can make sure Meech's books as commissary stays good. You know, a finder's fee. So you're in
Come on, yo. Yo, come on. Yo, come on, yo. Hey, yo, people can't be serious, man. Yo, why she want money for Meech, commissary? Why does she? Why Meech's name is coming up a hell of a lot? She don't know nobody else locked up. Is Meech the only inmate she know? She's doing a hell of a lot for Meech. I tell you that motherfucker much. For her to be doing this on her own, she is doing a hell of a lot for Meech. Yeah, crazy. Hey, yo, wow, yo. If y'all don't think this man was complicit,
That was for them to conduct drug deals so they could give you money so you could place it on Mr. Flannery's books.
Oh my God.
That is what I was told to say. That is correct. That's
She
what
answering phone calls. She making drug plays. She doing all this shit on her own just to send Meech money. But Meech ain't involved. What the fuck? Yo, people can't be that naive, yo. Yo, people cannot be that naive, man. Like, people can't be that starstruck. Y'all crazy as shit.
you were told to say by Keith. Okay, so Mr. Cromer told you to say that. That's basically correct. Now, also, there's some references in here to DE agents in Atlanta, DEA Atlanta. Is it fair to say the only person you're really directing? I'm talking about Keith Cromer. Oh my God, this is overwhelming. I believe you testified the additional things you were supposed to do were make phone calls and collect money and drugs you're dealing with, I guess, Hispanics. He said Hispanics?
He skipped the part. He skipped the part where it said that you told these other DEA agents that Meech was involved. He skipped that part. Ain't no face. Didn't he just skip that part just now? Or am I geeking? Is that the part where the judge was like, hold up, well, that's not what you tested. That's not what they got in the notes. Okay. I figured that. Listen to what he said. I figured that's what he just did.
Believe you testified the additional things you were supposed to do were make phone calls and collect money and drugs. Oh my God, this is overwhelming.
Look, I bet it is.
Atlanta, is it fair to say the only person you're really directing? I'm talking about Keith Cromer.
You'll skip the shit out that part.
That's correct. That's what you were told to say by Keith. Okay, so Mr. Cromer told you to say that. That's basically correct. Now, also, there's some references in here to DEA agents in Atlanta, DEA Atlanta. Is it
because those are the DEA agents that also heard her tell them that Meech was involved. They heard her tell it. She told 3 DEA agents that. She didn't lie until her name got exposed. And he skipped it.
Fair to say the only person you're really directing? I'm talking about Keith Cromer.
He selected reading.
Oh my God, this is overwhelming. I believe you testified the additional things you were supposed to do were make phone calls and collect money and drugs you're dealing with, I guess, Hispanics. He said Hispanics? That's what he said. And the purpose of this was so they would be deported and you would never have to testify. It never panned out. Okay, where am I? here. 150, 180.
Hold up, yo. Hey, how the fuck do I check inbox? Spam. I gotta move it. How the fuck do you move? Move. Yeah, shit. I lost the paperwork, yo. I don't know how to go to priority. Drive, start, inbox. Here you go, right here. I'm trying to find where he just skipped that. Circumstances didn't show up, so we almost there. Had one conversation, all in fact, everybody had told 3 conversations, if my is correct. Now let me actually talk as far as Agent Palmer. Man, salute my man No Face for this. August 5th. That's what it's got, man. Make this called stiff though. So you got past that part. Okay, that's how. Okay, says 2 is very safe. My son says 2 is right. Alright, you read that part. Sorry. Read that part. Any numbers? So this the paperwork he was just reading. Alright, nothing to do with cuff. I told him there was some wrongdoing within the government. I didn't trust anybody. Shit, did I pass it? So this is the whole paperwork from what Wissicom posted. New address from us corresponding years in regards to situation, and yes, because that broke my mother has put 3 bodies in the trunk. He just killed 3 people and put 3 bodies in the trunk to that effect. Damn, she's snitching on Cuffy like a motherfucker. That's why they made Cuffy lead the run. That's what Cuffy talking about. They made it like I was this super killer. That's what they said for 12 months will pay. When he said for me to move from my home and for 12 months we'll take care of your rent. Because Cuff knew. I said Cuff knew my address from us corresponding years ago in regards to the movie situation. And he said, yeah, because that broke my mother. Has put 3 bodies in the trunk. He just killed 3 people and put 3 bodies in the trunk or something to that effect. And you'll understand with Mr. Cromer now, during this period of time, since received money, did you not? For Terry Crews case, Terry White or White, yeah, I mean White. There was $50,000. Took my jewelry. All right, he read that part. See the phone call. Keith Cromer, Land Bread Company, and I met with Keith Boss at the restaurant 2020 interview. Gone sour. And after you informed A hard about this relationship and how it gone sour, they have any conversation with any of the people? Yes, said after Jack. Well, can I say anything? And I said, well, I don't want you to because I don't trust with anybody from the government. Keith Cromer. He said, I'll take your word and I received a call to meet Jack or Keith Cromer's boss at Atlanta Bread Company. Before I go into details, okay. Question. And has anyone bribed you or asked you not to testify or not to give information about Mr. Cromer? No. Shit. No. Other than the district attorney that I met with from St. Louis prior to you, just asked me to hold off on my affidavit. We'll get to that later. Okay, so no one's giving me question. You haven't been bribed in any way, shape, or form, provided any money to keep your mouth quiet or anything like that? No. Question. Okay, now let's talk about the filings you were involved in. Did you become or had you blank? You were aware of the indictment, correct? Yes. You went online. You say to Pacer or whatever it is. You went online. The government website, pacer.com is the answer. Question. It's a publication that you can get the indictment and whatever else there, correct? Answer, yes. You pay a fee and you get it. Question. And in March 2015, okay, did you have a conversation to go online and find any pleadings by the defense in this case? Yes. Question. All right. Do you remember what they were, or can you generally tell us what they were? Answer. It was just a statement of the case. And it was a form, I think, Cuff lawyer, Dion Gatton's lawyer, and it was exposing me in my employment at the time and the address. Question. Okay. Answer. And I was furious. Question. So you went online. You look at this. It's a pleading, basically, and your name is in it. Answer. Yes. Question. And your address is in it? Answer. Yes. Question. Were there emails or text messages that were also among it? Answer. Emails attached. There were emails attached as well. Question. You indicated you were furious. Yes. What did you do in relation to that? I reached out to call the agent, the DA agent in St. Louis. All right. Let me back up and just ask you, okay? You're no longer dealing with Mr. Cromer because there was an investigation. Is that fair to say? Answer. Yes. Question. Okay. So the only other agents you were dealing with then were the ones that were under him. All right. Mr. Davidson, Todd Davidson, and Cindy. Right. Todd Davidson and Cindy. Question. All right. So you indicated you reached out to DEA St. Louis. Correct. Answer. Answer correct. Question. All right. And did anybody call you right back? Answer. No. I kept leaving messages. Question. How many days would you say? I would say probably 3 or 4 days. It could have been less. It could have been more. Was there a point in time when you reached out, okay, to talk to the judge? Okay, in this case, you saw who the judge was. Yes. So at the point in time, then I didn't know which order I did it. I'm pretty sure I called the judge first and I talked to him and I guess the assistant or secretary. And I said, this is crazy. I'm getting messages and calls in regards to this. And my name is in something. In that, I'm in fear for my life. At the time, I said for something that I shouldn't be. And I wanted to talk to the judge. I got the name off the document, the paperwork. And she said, let me have someone call you back. All right, let's get to it. With that correct. You satisfied with the response? Yes. Anything? sure. So I said something to you guys exposing. Excuse me. Oh, here you go. Now, the information, all right, that you talked to him about, what, if any, information was it that upset you aside from your name being in the paperwork? The Demetrius Flannery portion. Because he didn't. Now, I'm going off memory of the paperwork. Let's go back. Let's go back. Then I called the defense attorney. So you made a call to Mr. Watkins? Okay, office? Answer, correct. You talked to an associate? Answer, I think it was an associate. Is that Mr. Wallach? Yes, I'm not sure of his name. And you expressed to him what? I said that my name is in something and you guys are exposing me for something and you haven't even had a discussion with me and I'm furious about it. You exposed the company I was at the time and all of this information. And I said some of this stuff is just not true. Okay. And you told him that some of the information was not true. Is that correct? That is correct. Now, the information, all right, that you talked to him about, what, if any, information was it that upset you aside from your name being in the paperwork? The Demetrius Flannery portion, because he didn't. Now, I'm going off memory of the paperwork, is that I went to Atlanta to seek money. I went to Atlanta office to turn Cuff in, and I talked to agents to turn him over. Question. And that didn't occur? Answer. That didn't occur? Question. You already told us how it was with Mr. Cromer. Answer, correct. And the investigation, that's how it started, and that's how it went. And you felt that was a mischaracterization? It also indicated Mr. Flannery was the organizer or leader of that. And you didn't believe that? You don't think that's true? That's not true, correct. There was some conversation with you and Mr. Suarez, okay, where he mentioned Meech or Buddy. But aside from that, okay. But aside from that, this is the judge. He wasn't the one that was initiating this, correct? Answer, that's correct. That is between Mr. Suarez and Mr. Gatlin. Answer, and myself was setting it up. That is correct. That's my next question. In effect, really, you were the one that set it up. That conversation or those conversations. Answer, that is correct. All right. And so you was upset with the interpretation that the agent took about the information regarding Mr. Flannery. Is that fair to say? That is correct, because he didn't have anything to do with anything. Look, the agent. Question. All right, so you were upset with the interpretation that the agents took about the information regarding Mr. Flannery. Is that fair to say? So the agent said that Demetrius set it up. And that's what she said originally. That is correct, because he didn't have anything to do with anything. So correct. That's fair to say. Okay. Okay. Did there come a time now, after you talked to the agents, talked to U.S. Attorney's Office here in St. Louis, okay, they came down at some point in time and talked to you. Is that fair to say? Answer, that is correct. Question. And did there come a time when you had a number of incidents involving threats? Answer, that is correct. Okay. And this is before you actually talked to the defense attorneys. You have received some threats. What you consider to be threats. Is that fair to say? Answer, I did receive threats. Before or after, I don't recall. But I did receive threats. Question. Among the threats that you received was some communication. Answer, phone call. Question, over the phone? Answer, yes. Question, at your office? Answer, yes. Several phone calls. Question. And what was the substance of that call? Answer, I don't recall. You paid informant, or how does it feel to be a paid informant and you're dead? Question, okay. Did you receive any blank? Do you think you were followed at any point, or did you tell the agents that you thought you were being followed? Yes, I did. But if you can just say this, but if I can just say this too, prior to the phone call with the calling my job, prior to that, they called several times playing as a customer. Okay. Answer. asking me questions about the company and are you a supervisor? And I said, I'm in a management role, and so on and so forth, which led up to a call back of the threats. And those are documented as to when that happened. Yes, a few of those calls are documented, like March 6th and March 7th. That's correct. Before you contact with Mr. Wiley, okay. Answer. Could be there. I don't know if it was before. You made reports to the DEA. You made reports and DEA made reports. Is that correct? Answer. That is correct. Or at least you reported it and they documented it. That is correct. Question. There were others. Were there not? Okay. Where you felt you were being followed? All right. She was being followed. Tell the messages. Yeah, so this is the hearing where she lied before she kicked everybody out. Before she kicked everybody out of the courtroom. Talking about being followed. Feel me, informant. All right. You recognize that? Yes. Who is Bebe? Or answer, Samuel Jefferson. Okay. And how do you know him? Answer, he called. He called previously in regards to Meech, as well as Terry Flannery, saying that he's there. They are his uncles, not by blood. But he said, I call him my uncle because we used to gamble together and things like that when they were young. And he was associated of Meech. Do you know if he was associated of Gatlin? Answer, he was. Question. And you indicated that there were a number of calls, okay? When you talked to Mr. Suarez and Mr. Gatlin on August 5th of 2012. And you're record related. 19. These the Baby, Jack Harvey. Sent it to Atlanta. Did you take that as a threat? Yes. And yes, that's when they kicked Cuffy out. They kicked Cuffy out because Cuffy was on her ass. A 313 ADD. He's definitely a rat. What the fuck is you talking about? I wish he wasn't. The fuck you mean? Nobody wanted him to be a rat. He is definitely a rat. Like, you is tripping, my guy. My guy. The paperwork say he a rat. The paperwork says he's a rat, brother. I'm not saying it. The paperwork is saying it. Common sense is saying it. We got to go through this on a whole nother live because it is getting late. Purpose for protection. Yeah, for real, no face. You ain't lying. I'm sorry. Were you ever considered a competent source for affidavit in Mr. White's case? I'm sorry, I don't understand your question. When you were working on Mr. White's case, man, were you working directly with agents with regards to dissemination of information? Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe you could reword it or rephrase it, if you don't mind. Sure. When you were working in Mr. White's case, were you asked to make phone calls? Answer. To Mr. White? Question. Yes, or anyone. Actually, I wasn't really told to ask to make the phone calls because I did it anyway. Question. Were you asked to deliver any drugs or money? No. Question. Again, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. What is mainly perhaps background information, man. Background information for what? Answer. For Mr. Harvey. Okay, you lost me again. I apologize. Just make it a little more direct so I can understand. I don't understand legal jargon. Sure. Understood. We'll get there. You were working on Terry White's case because you thought it was the right thing to do. Answer. Correct. So that ends that narrative that she caught him cheating. Question. In my question, I'll try to get it real concise here. What did you do in Terry White's case? Basically, I had Terry White to confess that blank, that was my motive per se, is for him to admit that I didn't know what I was doing in regards to getting money off my credit card, which he did. And I had that on a phone call where I dialed the number and turned the phone over while we were riding out of town. He rode with me to go see Meech. Jesus Christ. I knew he was connected to Terry White. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. What I tell y'all, man? I knew he was connected to Terry White. I knew it. I knew it. He rode with me to go see Meech, a visit one day in the car, and he started talking about all his drug deals, etc. So that kind of how it happened. So you were concerned that you were being drawn into perhaps money laundering, man? Answer. That's what I was told. That's the name of the terminology. Yes. Come on, man. They set Terry White up too. So I knew we would get there. They set Terry White up too. When you started assistant DA in 2009, had your relationship terminated? Answer. Sexually, it had. But you were still friends with him? Yes. Now, the agent that you went to in 2009 was Jack Harvey. That's what you stated. Right. That's what you stated, right? Right. I was given his name and number to call him by a mutual friend in Atlanta. I wonder who the fuck that was. Now, when you went to work for the DEA, did they have you sign any forms, man? Do you recall? I signed a lot of stuff. Question, you signed a lot of stuff? The government always has a tremendous amount of forms. But from 2009 until 2011, you were never paid by the DEA. Is that correct? He did before he retired. He said, I'll put you in for a little reward. And did he give you any amount? You hadn't heard anything for a couple months. Did you think it just had gone by the wayside? This is dirty work. I've been working for 24, 27 years. Yes, ma'am. Now, I don't want you to particularly say where we're working at, but you can just describe the general nature of your employment. Well, I manage all the new hires. I was managing all the new hires in quality assurance of a company for Goldman Sachs at the time. Whoa, she was getting paid. So she was working a high-end ass job. So if I would describe it perhaps as a human resource, man, no, it's more of an account management type, training quality assurance. At that time, training quality assurance more so. And you were receiving a salary every week. Would that be a fair statement, man? Twice monthly, twice a month. Were you in any financial difficulty in the year 2012? Yes. After my husband passed away, we were always financially very well off. But when my husband passed away catastrophically in an automobile accident, it left me with a lot of house and debt, motorcycles and trucks and cars and things. I had just recently bought him a boat for his birthday. I received $200,000 off his benefits for his uninsured motorist and $100,000 for his life insurance policy. And then I think 20 or 25 from my company that I paid for his burial. And I took that money and put it down on the townhouse. But despite all that infusion of income, you were still having some financial difficulties. I was about $100,000 in credit card debt. Yes. If I may, Your Honor, and we provide the government a copy of this. If I may approach the witness. Bankruptcy petition. So it's understanding, man. You received income from the government, from the DEA, that you did not report on your taxes. Absolutely. Up until I talked to Mr. Harvey. Okay. Now, when you were talking with your attorney in bankruptcy, did you ever ask, ma'am, did you have any other income other than what you had given me copies of? No, because only thing he asked is, what is your monthly guarantee? All that shit. One a friend, and then a good friend. All right, we ready, and this we're gonna get to the bottom of this. Dude, to everybody to the ask somebody is drugs. Question: Is or drugs? Do you perform those tests? No. Question: Do you know why you didn't perform those tests? Well, I would always ask, and they said the person didn't show up or they got stopped and they were doing state patrols or going down the road. I guess state patrol was always involved in the DEA. I didn't know that at the time, but it never manifested. It never came. Question: Thank you. Just so to clarify, despite the fact that Mr. Cromer said that this is what I want you to do, to work with Hispanics, the fact is he never, or you never. I think this is a lie, y'all. I think this whole Hispanic theory is a lie. I think all this is a lie. I don't believe that. We're going to start in 2011. Convertide. You still have, yes, that's correct. He also has lifetime rights, creative control rights, yes. And could you tell me what that means, ma'am? So basically, it means that because of the Son of Sam law, he doesn't fall under that, meaning that there was no heinous crimes of Demetrius Flannery because there were no murder. It was just corporate criminal enterprise. So therefore, whomever that he assigns his rights to could benefit from a film being made, as opposed to, example, Frank Lucas. He couldn't benefit because there was heinous involved. There was murders involved. So if this life story was told on Mr. Flannery, that he could have received benefit from it, no, he couldn't receive any. I would, because I would be the one with the creative control, correct? Question: Exactly. So in 2011, you were not only dealing with the DEA, but you were also working with regards to this, if I characterize it, a movie deal? That is correct. Okay. And by the time of 2011, you had already made Mr. Gatlin's acquaintance, right? Answer: That is correct. So let me back this up a little bit. You said I've already made a movie deal. That's incorrect. Well, then you were working on one. Negotiation with different powerhouses to try to make that come to realization. But we didn't have anything in place at that time. But you are correct in regards to the first conversation with Mr. Gatlin. Question: Now, Mr. Gatlin really wanted to become involved in making a movie. Is that a fair statement, man? Answer: That's a fair statement in the beginning. Correct. Question: Okay, did Mr. Gatlin have any money? Answer: None to my knowledge. I mean, I don't know if he had money or not. Okay, but if you're going to help make a movie, it would have been in the role of a producer. Answer: Well, question: Was seed money? Answer: No, not so much of that at all. I've been a producer on a few things. I didn't put any money up. It just depends on what you're trying to come about. If you bring a meeting of the minds, if you are bringing a deal to the table, you can ask for co-producers, or you can ask for executive producer title, as well as what they call like a finder's fee for bringing that together. Okay. But it never rose to that level with Mr. Gatlin. Correct. Because the gentleman he was working with, Louis Burrell, began making threats to me in regards to taking over the life rights and giving it to him, and calling me, making threats in regards to Demetrius Frenny, that I need to give it to him. Basically, he was trying to extort me for the life rights. Understood. So that's what Mr. Burrell was making those threats. Yes, not Dion. Question, not Mr. Gatlin. Okay, so this was a pretty substantial project you was working on, man, with regards to Mr. Flannery's story. Answer, trying to put it together. Yes, it's long. Question, so you had a lot of things going on with that. You had a lot of pressure. So she is actively shopping a like, yo, come on, y'all. Yo, this is so fucking obvious. She actively shopping a movie deal and working with the feds. And working with the feds. And y'all saying Meech didn't know none of this. Okay. I'm crazy motherfucker. We succeeded, Mr. Harvey. We're making phone calls. Answer, yes. So I was making phone calls in regards to blank. And I met a few people, other informants, to put deals together that one black guy, I don't recall the guy's name, and I met with another informant, and we were to blank. He basically thought I was a drug lady, and she blanked. The other informant introduced me to him, and we were supposed to put some stuff together then, as well as the blank. If I could interpret you for just a moment, but those blanks, but the individual wasn't CS2, no, I don't know who she is with all this stuff. She probably doesn't have anything to do with this. It's another informant. Okay, so we're going fast forward, man, into early spring 2012. Friendship as far as touching and kissing. All right, we got to read all this, y'all, because I got to get to bed. It is late. It is late as late as late. We're going to go through this tomorrow, though, y'all. We're going to go through it tomorrow. Should I appreciate everybody that tapped in? Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel if you're new. Y'all know we go live every day, 11 p.m. Eastern Time. If you can't support the platform, the Cash App at the bottom. Baltimore swag. Yo, the deal got messed up. One and only because she ruined it. She ruined the whole deal by sleeping with the agent. It made her not. It's not just that she slept with the agent. She slept with the agent. She gave conflicting testimony. Like the paperwork we're reading is the paperwork where she ruined the deal. That's the paperwork we read. And that's the part that people are not saying. Like people saying, look, this is the paperwork right here. But this is the paperwork where she lied. This the hearing that Cuffy talking about. Where he said, yo, she ruined the deal. She ruined everything because her name got exposed. So that's the paperwork that we're reading right now. So he didn't get anything out the deal. Because once her name got exposed, she ruined it. She admitted to having a sexual relationship with Agent Chroma, and she lied about Big Meech involvement. When you got 3 DEA agents that said that you told us he was involved. But once his name appeared in that paperwork, my bad, y'all kept y'all there all along. But he alright. This motherfucker built for the cold. But once his name appeared in that paperwork, she ruined the case. And she said, oh, he's not involved. And they like, what you mean he's not involved? You got 3 agents that say he is involved. You got 3 agents that say that you told him that he is involved. But now you're saying he's not involved. So we can't believe nothing you're saying. That's what happened, y'all. That's what happened. And any blogger or YouTuber tell you different is lying. Or just don't know how to read paperwork. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Anybody telling you different either is lying or just don't know how to read paperwork. It ain't really no in between for real. But I got the mouse at. You know? Man. But sure, I appreciate everybody that tapped in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You said what? She banging an agent. Getting paid from the agency. Will not get Meech out early. Running the deal he made was still, but Meech is out early. Like people keep saying he ain't got early. Yo, early is a motherfucker. That's what people made. But yo, both deals didn't. Even the Terry White plan fell through. Look like it's one of them situations, right? Where don't you know how you try to cut a corner and the shit don't work out because you know you ain't got no business really cutting corners. That's what it looks like. He knew he shouldn't have been involved in no shit like that. So every time he tried to make a play, the shit ain't work. Even with Terry White case, they didn't arrest Terry White. Terry White got caught up in a whole another investigation. They was investigating Terry White for money laundering. He got locked up for weed and some money laundering, but he got locked up for weed. Yeah, man. But I'm ready to go though, y'all. It's late as shit. It's 2:12. I gotta get up in 3 hours. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Like I said, support the platform if you can. Cash at Baltimore Swag. Share the live. Like the video. It's another day of Keep It News. And I'm out.